and or energy.
Here's this.
The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers. You are now listening to The Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1.
Yeah, that's right, guys. Here we go on a Thursday edition of The Jim Colbert Show. Thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate that, as we do every single day. And we do have a great show for you today. We'll get you caught up on what's happening out in the world. Deb will do that around 3:20 with Woke News. 4 o'clock, Danny Meyering from Orlando Date Night Guy drops by for Date Night Done Right. Find out what's happening in Orlando this weekend. Colbert Court today with our buddy Glenn Klausman. We'll do that in the 4 o'clock hour as well. 5 o'clock, we'll get to that trivia. Bob Dylan tickets still on the line.
Oh, let's go.
We'll do that around 5:45 or so. We'll end the show up with Ross Thoughts and Last Call. Your calls, texts, and talkbacks all day long. Welcome to the program. I am Jim. To my left, my lovely and very dangerous co-host, Miss Deborah Roberts.
Hello there.
Straight ahead producer Jack Bradshaw.
Good afternoon.
Comedy alien Ross Padgett.
I took steroids up my nose this morning.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Find us easily on social. Instagram, Facebook at The Jim Colbert Show. On Twitter, it's just at Jim Colbert Show all day at JimColbertLive.com. Your 3 o'clock keyword is pay, P-A-Y. Go to realradio.fm and send that away for your chance at $1,000. Pay, guys, is your 3 o'clock keyword. Good luck. We hope you win the dough.
We could use a winner.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah. We could use a winner. It's been a bit.
Yeah, it has.
Well, last week Shunky had one like on Wednesday or something last week, right?
Monsters had the most recent one, so I believe all shows are now represented.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, very nice.
New Junkie had a couple.
Very good.
And I'm going to check the results, see if we did anything in the past 24 hours.
Oh, that would be awesome.
All right, so Ross has had an interesting day and night.
So jealous.
What a wild 24 hours.
It has been, because I totally forgot you had your ENT thing today, which I was actually a little worried about today.
You know what? I found out what the doctor said. We should all be worried. Yeah, it took a little bit of a dramatic turn.
Well, the funny thing is like leaving Ross covered this on the air a little bit earlier this week. He had been coughing up some stuff that he could not describe. I mean,
no
it was like
stuff.
Yeah, he was showing me.
I showed Jack. Jack is the only one out of the 4
black.
who saw it.
Yeah, I've never seen it before.
It's black.
Yeah, it looks like something like maybe,
tar.
like resin. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Hey.
Who knows?
Okay, so
everything's on the table right now.
So with that said, he got a little nervous, went to the ENT. But what people don't know is behind the scenes last night as we're leaving the building, you were a little bit shook. Like you really had no idea. Matter of fact, you said you'd done some the worst thing you could possibly do, which is self-diagnosis on the internet.
Just look up what black stuff leaving your nose means,
right,
and it usually is bad.
Yeah, it's never going to be benign, right? It's never going to be one of those things like, hey, this happens all the time when it changes seasons. It's always going to be alien DNA. Something's dead inside of you. Brain cancer. It's always going to be the worst.
Well, it's different than the spider that's living in your ear.
Oh yeah, and it hit me again right before we came on the air. So you went to the doctor this morning. We were talking last night about the thing that goes behind through the nose and behind your sinuses. Did you get that action?
So they put a camera up both of my nostrils, like deep, and then he even goes, "Do you want to see your vocal cords?"
Yeah.
I was like, sure. Why? While we're down there,
right? Exactly.
Hey, you got an opportunity. Might as well take advantage.
Yeah,
of it.
It's a little sexual.
And then he hit me with the whole say ah, and then I went ah, and then I saw my vocal cords go ah.
Yeah. Not pretty.
It was just like
it's alien, right?
Organs. Yeah, it's weird. It's very weird.
Yeah, those still shots are a little gross. You can't really show those in public because they look a little.
We're not meant to see what's inside our bodies.
Yeah, and then this was the problem here is that was through my left nostril. And then he goes, now here comes what I think is going to be the problem, because your left nostril is fine. You're telling me that the right side of your face is, quote, juicier than the left.
That's what you told me last night.
That's what I told the doctor as well.
That was an interesting word to use.
It's just the right side of my face feels different than the left side of my face. It's not like an uncomfortable thing, but it's just really weird feeling asymmetrical every second of the day. So then he puts the camera up my right nostril, and then and then it was bad news bears. I have a deviated septum, which I guess a lot of people have.
Yeah, it's common.
At first, I was like, "What does that mean?" And he was like, "You could have taken a basketball to the face in third grade.
Sure,
who knows?
Could be one of the many times you were mugged.
And then
pistol whipped.
So, but there's also like an anatomy thing also with my nose. It wasn't a bad thing. It was just a natural, but the deviated septum is just compounding this sinus issue where allegedly, according to the doctor, and we're going to find out because I'm getting a CAT scan.
Oh, yeah, baby.
But the entire right sinus in my face is shot. It's full. It has no more...
No vacancy, huh?
No vacancy.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have 2 weeks of antibiotics.
Yeah.
And then 2 times a day as well.
Damn.
A lot of that.
You doing the flushing thing too? Are you flushing?
I'm going to get saline. I might Navage.
Navage.
Yeah, you know?
He's got to go Navage.
Hi, I'm with Navage.
I wonder if he talked like that 24/7. That's
This is
his
how-
thing.
I have a Navage I can sell you, actually.
Nice, really?
Yeah, well, Chris found
it a
out
pre-owned thing?
he can't use the one that I got him for the holidays. His allergist said that would be the opposite of why you.
Really?
For your allergies, that would be bad for you, so you don't use that.
Let me hit this with pre-owned Navage.
It's not. It has never even been open.
Now, here's the
Never
deal.
even been open.
Now, I know 2 other people who've purchased them.
And they love 'em.
They love them. And I was looking at a similar one, and it's like $100, right?
Yeah, it's not cheap.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right, I'm down. I'm down with Craigslist
I mean,
Navage.
Whoa, time out. I got a water pick you can have.
So I got to get saline, and then this is when things kind of took even more of a dramatic turn. Is that after those weeks of antibiotics, and trying that, and if that doesn't work, it's straight up surgery.
No, it's going to work.
Like I'm going.
Wait, they could get in there and scrape it out?
Yeah,
Like
they knock me out, and they have surgery through my nose to get all of it out.
The antibiotics are going to work.
Yeah, I hope.
Yeah, no, what did they say? What would okay, so hold on. So if the antibiotics do not work, though, and they do have to do the surgery thing, how can they guarantee it's not going to come back? Or can they?
No, I don't think we didn't get that far.
Right.
It would be great to get to that bridge.
And you're not even, you're obviously they're not going to operate on your deviated septum. I don't believe that really is necessary unless it's blocking your ability to breathe, and that's not happening.
It's not
That's just you're loaded with snot.
It's
Snore
not-
a lot?
Death snot.
I don't snore a lot. I do sweat a lot though when I sleep.
That's wild.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm starting to care more. I'm 34. I'm turning 35.
I got you got a lot of problems, dude.
I'm falling apart.
I'm 20 years older than you, and I'm just fine.
My ankles are swelling.
All right,
You want to talk
407
about the weather this weekend?
407.
It's happening.
Hey,
916 1041. And the other thing is, like last night, right as we're doing the show, you get an email or a text, and it basically said, hey, do you want to go to see Travis Scott last night? I had no idea Travis Scott was even in town, but you got a chance to go see him, and there was a surprise guest.
He sold out the Kia, almost at it, the Kia Center.
Probably did that pretty quickly. He's one of the biggest hip-hop acts on the planet.
Well, I think the capacity in that building is what, 21, 22? I have no idea. No,
That's what
12?
Well,
No.
That's
It's
just in the
close to 20.
stands.
It's close to 20?
Yeah, it's got to be because you're using the floor. That's I mean, it's,
yeah.
Completely, totally sold out.
Sure.
It was one of the greatest concerts. It's easily in my top 3.
I hear he's a hell of a performer.
And it's in my top 3, even though the back half of the concert I thought was kind of not as great.
Right.
But the thing that stole the show was all of a sudden we're about 6 or 7 songs in a Travis Scott set, and then you just hear one piano key after one piano key, and then you realize that's Kanye West's song "Runaway," and then Kanye West came out.
Whoa.
And
2 for 1.
and that destroyed.
Really.
That's
the
when
place levitated.
that was the most electric I've ever
Like seen one crowd
in
react
one
to something.
crowd. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was different. He came out to Runaway, and then he played.
Was there a rumor that was going to happen at all? I literally have heard nothing, and it's not like I'm in the hip hop culture by any means, but I do like pay attention to a little of this stuff.
I thought it was hilarious that I found out actually when I was at the bar having a beer before the show that my friend was like, "Yo, allegedly Kanye's here," and then my friend, not gonna lie, he's really cool. He knows everyone, and everyone knows him. And then somehow 5 minutes later, he has security footage of Kanye in a Jason Voorhees hockey mask walking around Kia Center. And I don't even know how that photo happened.
My God.
I don't know who's doing what.
Your man is connected.
He's very connected. He's also how I got in.
Okay.
I thought it was just me and him. Showed up, group of 15.
Really?
Meeting everybody.
Wow,
it was
really? That's
truly one hell of a concert. There was one thing, though, I have to point out, and now this made a lot of news. I say a lot of news. Depends on your algorithm these days, right? But a couple months ago, I remember reading a headline that Travis Scott performs Fiend 12 times in a row. I'm like, that's weird. Never thought I would ever experience what that article read.
Now, is that a song of his?
That is a song of his.
Yeah, I'm not familiar.
And it was one of the oddest yet coolest, I'm still not quite sure if it worked, performance concert thing I've ever seen.
Is that what he did, though? He
played this song last night over 10 times.
Like live or just
live?
Wow, really?
And
whoa.
And I got to tell you, around the first 4, I was like, this is cool. And then 5, 6, and 7, I was like, I don't know about this.
This guy needs to write more.
And then 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I don't even know how many times he did it. But towards the back half of doing that song so many times, it ended up being destruction. It was one of the coolest things I've seen.
That sounds like an SNL bit.
So yeah. So the whole thing that he does is that he plays the song over and over again because he's not, I don't want to say sniping, but he's sniping out certain sections of the room of going, all right, section 212, it's your turn to go hard.
I got you. Okay, good.
And then by the end of it, on the last time he's doing that song, everyone has their shirt off. I would say 7,000 to 9,000 people are shirtless.
Man.
And they are spinning it like a helicopter. Petey Pop.
Oh, yeah. There you go. North Carolina.
A lot of dudes, dude. A lot of angry white dudes in that room,
really?
too. Oh, yeah.
That's clear. But
it was still it was an awesome room. Atmosphere was amazing. The set was amazing. That was the loudest I think I've ever heard a concert.
What'd he end with?
Oh, God. Really dramatic thank you, and the concert ended in this weird, ethereal sound mush.
We
didn't know if the concert was over or not.
Like the music they play when your yoga session is ending? Like that
a little bit.
Like that come-down music?
It was really a come-down music where everyone...
Right. They don't want all those angry white dudes walking out there just...
you see the pit happening right there.
At a Travis Scott show. That's great.
It's heavy metal rap almost.
When did, I forget the name of the song he did with Drake that was so popular about 4 or 5 years ago, right?
Yeah, he did that song. And there was also a chance that we were like, oh my God, is Drake also going to be here? Because Drake's in Tampa, I think, tomorrow night. That did not happen. Wow. But
I don't think Drake and Kanye are, I don't think they mix away. I don't think they mix.
But they do not. But they did have one performance together like a couple years ago. Yeah. And who knows? It's live performance. It was.
That's awesome.
I really don't have of course, it's very easy. It's a cold take to say I don't like Kanye's takes. I cannot lie to myself and to our listeners. When he came out, that was different.
Yeah. I mean, he's a very, very famous person, and he's a very talented guy.
And if I'm being honest with you, never really saw Kanye's face. He wore a Voorhees Jason mask the entire time.
Oh, so we don't even know if he was there.
It was probably Anthony Anderson. Yeah. All right, 407-916-1041. Deb, news?
Yeah, we're going to talk about a pro-Hamas suicide bomber holding hostages at a U.S.-owned factory in Turkey. DeSantis announces National Guard and State Guard deployment to the southern border, and U.S. sites that made National Geographic's Best of the World 2024. We'll talk about that and more coming up next during Woke News.
You got it, 407-916-1041. Pay is your 3 o'clock keyword, P-A-Y. Go to realradio.fm and send that away for your chance at $1,000. Back in a sec with Deb's news and more of The Jim Colbert Show.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio, at 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan. Brought to you by Gringos Locos and Modern Plumbing Industries. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James, Miguel, Ken, and Mike. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
There's a bit of commotion due to accidents in the area. Travel with caution. John Young Parkway northbound at Sand Lake Road, 2 left lanes are blocked. On US 192 westbound at International Drive, there's delays there. And authorities are clearing up an accident on State Road 44 westbound near I-95. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Rasmussen University.
I had so many dreams, but life quickly got in the way. Then Rasmussen University saw my true potential and gave me the support and confidence I needed to become who I am today. Rasmussen University. Learn more at rasmussen.edu/Florida.
Man, if you ask anyone who's experienced LASIK surgery, they're going to tell you one thing. It's the best thing they've ever done. More often than not, they'll add one thing. I should have done this sooner. So what are you waiting for, man? There's no reason to. The Filatowski Eye Institute is offering free LASIK consultations, and all you have to do is this. Simply text 1041 to 868686 and start your journey to a better vision with the Filatowski Eye Institute. These guys have performed over 65,000 LASIK procedures. They use the latest state-of-the-art technology, and if finances are a concern, do not stress. They have you covered with 24-month interest-free financing. Again, it's easy. Text 1041 to 868686 and schedule your free LASIK consultation at the Filatowski Eye Institute. Your path to better vision begins now.
Looking to hire the right employee? Find them at the Florida Jobs Now job fair, FLJobsNow.com for more info.
A picture is worth 1,000 words, but a video is priceless. I'm attorney Mo DeWitt, and we have access to every single traffic camera in the state of Florida. Injured on the go, just call Mo, Orlando's injury attorneys.
It seems like everywhere you look right now, someone is sick. This year, prepare your family for airborne invaders like bacteria, pollen, and yes, germs with Navage Nasal Care. Navage flushes ultra-pure, refreshing saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out of the other nostril. Navage sucks out viruses, dust, and other airborne particles, all the stuff that gets trapped in your nose, making you miserable. Don't get caught empty-handed this winter. Get Navage, the drug-free solution that helps you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier. Even better, Navage is HSA, FSA eligible, so Navage is a great way to spend those funds before they expire. Don't wait a minute longer. Buy Navage today and you'll breathe easier knowing you're putting your funds to good use. Navage is available online at Navage.com or Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid. Navage, Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Just go to hims.com/radio. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the name brands at up to 95% off. That's right, get generic for Viagra, the same active ingredient as brand name Viagra, but for 95% less. It's the same medication, still prescribed by a licensed medical provider, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio for your free online visit. HIMS.com/RADIO.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. 800-522-5700. 800-522-5700.
Oh, this cold.
Honey?
Honey?
Honey, you need DayQuil Severe Honey.
DayQuil Severe Honey gives you powerful cold and flu symptom relief with a honeylicious taste, because life doesn't stop for a cold.
Okay, I'm ready to go.
Now I'm getting a cold.
Honey.
Try DayQuil Severe Honey for powerful cold and flu relief. DayQuil Severe with honey flavor. The daytime coughing, aching, stuffy head, fever, honeylicious, power through your day medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Get ready for the big game with the free iHeartRadio app. Pre-game with perfectly tailored playlists like Big Game Tailgate Party and more. iHeartRadio has the perfect soundtrack for your pre-game party, whether it's just you or a block party for the entire neighborhood. Just open the free iHeartRadio app, search Tailgate, and listen now. Make the big game great with iHeartRadio. Free never sounded so good.
You text us at 77031 and we say it on the air. Sometimes we might even give you credit. Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade. Now back to the Jim Colbert Show.
Hey Ross, as someone who also suffers from allergy issues but has not really taken care of them, I guess, you need to check to make sure which solution you need to do your nose. There's a hypo and a hyperstatic solution. Depending on which one your doctor suggests you should get, make sure you get the right one.
I personally, after studying this for at least 4 minutes online, I suggest rubbing alcohol. I think that's going to do the trick for you, buddy.
No. Peroxide.
It's going to knock it right out.
Hydrogen peroxide.
That high-class tequila he gets.
Yes.
That'll kill everything. Yeah, and you'll get a buzz.
A couple drops of turpentine, off you go.
Mineral spirit.
407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Pay, by the way, is your 3 o'clock keyword. You know the deal. Get to realradio.fm and send that away for your shot at $1,000. Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show. I am the Jim part, the Jack part, and the Ross part. Sit right over there. The Deb part does news.
And now it's time for Woke News.
Among other things.
Seems like kind of a misuse of the whole world. On the Jim Colbert Show.
And Woke News is brought to you by that mortgage guy, Don. Give him a listen Saturday morning when he's host of the Home Loans Radio Show. Reports say a man described as a pro-Hamas suicide bomber has stormed a U.S.-owned factory in Turkey and has taken 7 hostages. Local reports say the man stormed the factory owned by Ohio-based cosmetic giant Procter & Gamble, located near Istanbul. Pictures appeared to show the man wearing a vest strapped to his chest along with holding a gun. The factory employs 500 people, and it's not yet known if the hostages are Americans. Of course, this follows the fact on Sunday, masked assailants believed to have ties with ISIS launched a deadly attack on an Italian church in Istanbul, killing 1. Meanwhile, a report says the U.S. is preparing to carry out a series of strikes in Iraq and Syria in response to that attack in Jordan that killed 3 U.S. service members. The strikes will target Iranian facilities and personnel over several days. This comes as President Biden told reporters he has decided on a course of action to retaliate. A number of Iranian-backed groups in the Middle East have ramped up their attacks on U.S. personnel in the region following Israel's ongoing war with Hamas. And that's not all. Naval Station Mayport, that's up there in Jacksonville, is getting ready to take part in a nationwide anti-terrorism training exercise.
Okay.
Jacksonville service members will undergo a variety of potential threats through drills conducted on air, land, and sea. Director of Security Jason Schwartz told Action News Jax that people in the area could hear gunfire and experience traffic delays depending on the day.
No biggie.
No, nothing to see here, folks.
Just look away.
That's exactly it.
It's fine.
Nothing to see here. Nothing to worry about
It's
either.
under control.
It's going to, this year's training is known as the, quote, Solid Curtain Citadel Shield 2024. It will begin on Monday and run through February 16th.
Yeah. That's a hell of a patch.
That's a long time to go. You might hear gunfire and experience traffic delays.
It's going to seem like war. Just keep your head down. It'll be fine.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis is sending more troops to the southern border. Speaking this morning at Cecil Airport in Jacksonville, the governor announced he's offering a battalion of about 1,000 Florida National Guard soldiers to assist Texas with immigration issues at its border with Mexico. No, the governor said he's also including the first ever deployment of Florida State Guard members. These are different than National Guard. The State Guard answers only to the governor.
Okay.
That seems like a good idea. We don't have a history with anything with that sort.
It's going to be fine.
And its size and how it's grown exponentially. Anyway, the soldiers will join more than 90 officers from the Florida Highway Patrol, Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission, and Florida Department of Law Enforcement, who are already assisting at the Mexican border. All right. In the meantime, the governor could claim victory in a legal battle with Disney. A federal judge yesterday dismissed a lawsuit the company filed against the governor. Disney had filed the suit last year, if you remember, after the state dissolved Disney's governing body, the Reedy Creek Improvement District. The company claimed that violated the Constitution and was in retaliation for Disney publicly opposing the Parental Rights and Education Act that critics call the Don't Say Gay law. The judge, though, ruled that, Disney doesn't have standing to sue DeSantis, and its arguments failed on its merits. Disney plans to appeal and says the ruling would set a dangerous precedent. That seems to be the words people float around these days, doesn't it? Everything is a dangerous precedent.
Right. Everything's so extreme
Yeah,
these days.
exactly.
Nothing's mild. It's either black or white.
It's
That's
solid.
It. There
exactly.
are no gray areas
no
anymore.
shades. Exactly. Well, they say it gives license to states to weaponize their official powers to punish the expression of political viewpoints that they disagree with. DeSantis' spokesperson says the ruling makes clear Disney does not have the right to their own special government, and the days of Disney being above the law are long gone. All right, a federal judge is backing state officials in a lawsuit filed by college students who support Palestine. The judge ruled yesterday in Tallahassee that students at two schools, UF and USF, I believe, could not prove that state education officials violated their First Amendment rights. Members of Students for Justice in Palestine at the University of Florida and the University of South Florida sued Chancellor Ray Rodriguez, the Board of Governors, and Governor DeSantis in November. They claimed Rodriguez violated their free speech rights when he issued that memo, if you remember, threatening to shut down groups that support Free Palestine.
Right.
The judge, though, said the students failed to show their speech or actions had really been affected by that memo. He adds that while the students may feel fear or anxiety as a result of the memo, fear or anxiety on its own does not mean their constitutional rights were violated.
It does not.
All right. The feds, the top federal prosecutor here in Central Florida, promises to go after those who make violent threats. U.S. Attorney Roger Handberg
Go ahead.
says his office has prosecuted 27 cases of people making threats since 2022.
Looks like they ordered a well-done hamburger. That's what I would say if I was him. I would lean into it.
Lean into a real go Grady Judd all the way,
This
right?
justice comes with cheese.
Oh, yeah.
Or Wayne Ivey. Oh, where's the pickle? Now, those include threats of violence based on race or religion, as well as threats of mass shootings, murder, and genocide. Handberg says they're seeing an uptick in threats related to the Israel-Hamas war, including a Sarasota man who admitted leaving threats with a synagogue and a Jewish organization.
Yeah.
Smart move, guys.
Crime smashed by Hamburg.
Your Honor, he has ordered a side of lies.
Oh. A Florida.
That sounds like one of his trivia intros.
It does. It does. Oh.
It comes with a side of lies.
I smell a fake Ross Paget produced commercial.
Oh, God.
For one Handberg and his crushing of justice.
That is it Handberg?
It's Handberg.
Okay,
Yeah, it's Handberg.
Yeah, I'm so happy that was the takeaway for the story, you guys. It's Handberg.
By the way, what was this story about?
Yeah. Because I'm starving.
Let us joke about it.
Oh,
I can't stop. Listen, I hate puns. You know why I hate puns?
my God,
Because they
why?
work.
Because I'm a closeted pansexual.
Oh, yeah.
I'm good at it. I don't like it,
Yeah,
though.
you're catching up.
Ah!
All right.
All right.
But yes, please write that commercial, and it is Handberg.
Handberg.
Handberg. All right, a Florida
The beefy sheriff.
The beefy. And real quick, his first name again.
Oh, I don't. Couldn't.
Roger.
Roger. Oh,
Roger that.
Roger Handberg.
Roger Handberg.
I love that.
U.S. Attorney Roger Handberg.
Handberg. Roger.
That's a Guess Who character name.
Yeah, it is.
It gives me Guess Who vibes. I want to meet this guy.
A Florida coalition is trying to get Medicaid expansion amendment on the 2026 ballot. Florida Decides Healthcare kicked off its petition campaign earlier today in an effort to let voters decide whether the state should extend access for hundreds of thousands of residents. This is something that Orlando Sentinel columnist Scott Maxwell has written about for many, 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 many years because so many of these families left out in the cold, and a lot of times they have special needs. The group says the move would also benefit rural hospitals, which is becoming a real bad situation around the country. The number of rural hospitals that will no longer deliver babies has increased. So that,
really?
Yeah. A lot of rural hospitals have shut down their maternity wards, which usually leaves parents having to drive hours to find a hospital where they can deliver.
That's wild. I did not know that.
Yeah, it's a very big problem in rural communities.
I did not know that at all. That's wild.
Yeah, so this funding they're trying to get, they say, would also benefit rural hospitals. Now, if you did not know, the Sunshine State is only one of 10 in the country who have agreed not to expand their Medicaid programs. If the organization gets the required 1 million signatures, the proposal would still need to get approval from the state Supreme Court.
Gotcha.
Because, again, they would have to go over the language of the amendment to make sure it's neither confusing or deceptive to voters. But still, we could use that money. I believe that money has been turned down during the Rick Scott administration.
Yeah, they turned it away a number of times.
Many, many times.
Yeah. If there was a Democratic president, they're turning it down.
They've turned down millions of dollars.
Yeah.
So, all right, a local story. A convicted killer is once again, although for how long really, facing the death penalty. A jury in Orlando yesterday recommended the death penalty for a smiling Besman Okafor for killing a 19-year-old man 12 years ago. Now, the judge's decision will come in a couple of months. Prosecutors claim Okafor killed Alex Zaldivar because Zaldivar was going to testify him against in a home invasion case the very next day. Okafor was sentenced to death 9 years ago.
Yeah.
But then was giving a resentencing trial after the state law about death penalty verdicts had changed, requiring a unanimous jury. That resentencing trial ended a mistrial when a young lady at that trial, when a juror said, listen, I just want to be able to go home and sleep on the decision we're making, just lost her mind and said, F that, I'm going to make this into a mistrial. And the judge told her, if I could charge you for the hundreds of thousands of dollars that you have caused the taxpayers of Orange County by this little stunt.
Insane.
It's insane.
I remember when that happened. It was bananas, man.
They hauled her crying ass right out of court and put her right in jail because, again, this trial ended in a mistrial. Another couple $100,000 had to be spent. Zaldivar's dad said yesterday he's grateful, but Okafor's aunt tells Channel 9 her nephew did not get justice. And again, because... from my understanding, the death penalty not being unanimous is being challenged in court. So if it goes back to being unanimous again, guess who gets to pay for another resentencing trial? I mean, it's just this round-robin court thing that just keeps robbing the taxpayers. It's just ridiculous.
With overwhelming evidence in both cases. Should be open and shut cases.
And not only that, but the young lady, I know that he was limited by the law to just how much he could charge her. I think it was only a couple $100 when she cost a couple $100,000, and not that many days in jail. But a real lesson needs to be taught that you just can't, willy-nilly cause a mistrial and think it's no big deal.
Especially for a guy like that.
Especially for a guy like that.
Homicidal maniac.
Cut off his ankle monitor.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Again, he had
smiling
injured.
At this,
He smiled yesterday in court when he was sentenced to death again. Tried to kill two of the roommates of Alex Zaldivar. They lived. It's all right. Another case that we've been following and continues to get interesting by the day. Attorneys in the OnlyFans model case. This is out of South Florida. Courtney Clenny's second-degree murder trial. Well, they've asked the judge to address the high-profile nature of the case. Remember when we talked about yesterday that her parents had been arrested for hacking into her boyfriend, the victim's computer?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, we talked about that yesterday during Woke News, and what was interesting was
anyone named Hamburg in the case?
Yeah. Hamburg was not in the case, but what was interesting was that who had found that out and talked about what charges they were facing was, of all things I had mentioned, TMZ.
Oh, wow, yeah. I do remember that now.
So the judge said she was surprised to find out that TMZ is producing a docuseries about the case to air prior to the trial.
What?
Clenny claims she stabbed her boyfriend, Christian Obumseli, in self-defense back in 2022 at their Miami apartment. The defense also notified the court that it intends to call a knife-throwing expert as a witness to demonstrate how the stabbing death could have occurred.
Well, what they need to explain is all the video they have of her beating the complete hell out of this guy over and over
in
repeatedly.
Their elevator.
And her anger is so unbelievable. Like she's just a cherry bomb of anger. Like, come on, man. I mean, look. Anyway.
Yeah, and not only that, I guess it's from the manner in which, because I guess it was across the room.
Right. Yeah.
For how the stabbing actually occurred.
Just make sure you hit subscribe.
Yeah.
So sad. All right, some of the NFL's best are here in Central Florida. Kickoff event for the Pro Bowl games was held yesterday in Orlando. Pro Football Hall of Famers DeMarcus Ware and Ray Lewis, a Polk County native, were in town for a tree planting ceremony. They joined Orange County Mayor Jerry Demings and Orlando Mayor Buddy Dyer to plant 18 trees at Rock Lake Neighborhood Center. Also, over 100 books were distributed to the Learning Center. Dyer says the NFL has been great about giving back every time they come to the community. Pro Bowl games events continue today with the Skills Challenge. Don't forget free Sunrail service to the games on Sunday as well. Check the schedule for that. And if you're going Sunday, just plan to bring a little bit of rain gear. They're expecting several rounds of showers to impact the game.
Wow. Okay.
All right. A new music festival is coming to Florida's Gulf Coast this spring. And I'm not going to lie, Ross, I may need to lean on you for some help here with some names.
Okay.
The Breakaway Music Festival is scheduled to set up at Raymond James Stadium in Tampa on the last weekend of April. The event will feature artists in the electronic dance music scene, including Cascade, Zed.
Fun
Zed,
fact,
I know.
Cascade commented on one of my reels.
Really?
I'm a flex on that. I was really happy about that.
I don't blame you.
Yeah,
And
he was
Sophie Tucker as well.
Nah, she's never commented.
No, okay.
But I saw Cascade live at EDC back in like 2012, and that was a phenomenal time.
Cool.
Well, you'll be able to see him again at this show. And the reason why I bring this story up is because this is the largest multi-city music festival in the country.
Really?
Tickets go on sale at 10 a.m. tomorrow through breakawayfestival.com.
There you go.
And finally,
when I was watching Cascade, I walked by like a confetti cannon and I got rocked. I had confetti all over me for the rest of the night.
Oh man,
my mouth.
Did you take it to the face?
Yeah, I was right underneath the cannon, so I got drenched. It's not like it hit me going 50.
Okay, good.
It was just I
Rain
felt like
down.
I was the only one getting hit with the confetti as much as I was.
That does sound like the gayest metaphor of all time, though, right? I took a confetti cannon to the face.
First clue as to what his sinuses are impacted with.
Exactly.
Yeah. Right? I think I got confetti up in there.
Hey,
confetti and resin.
It's disgusting, but I want to party. I don't know what's going on.
And then finally, several U.S. sites have made National Geographic's list of the top 20 travel experiences around the globe. Bear watching at the Katmai National Park in Alaska made the list. Route 66 in New Mexico also made the list.
Nice.
A place I believe you used to live, Jimmy, West Virginia.
Yeah, what part?
Their New River placed on the Best of the World 2024 list.
Yeah, if you ever get a chance to go up into that area, West Virginia is kind of a weird state to visit per se, but Greenbrier's there. It's awesome, but just to go up to the New River Gorge Bridge, that area where the bridge
where
is.
They jump off?
And yeah, one time a year, right before fall, I believe, at the end of the summer, they shut one of the sides of the bridge down and make it 2-lane. And then the other one, you can base jump, you can parachute, you can do whatever. They have bungee jumping off of it. It's very cool.
Well, it made the list of the 20 greatest places
beautiful.
in the world.
It's amazing. It really is gorgeous.
New York also popped up on the list. I wonder if Glenn Klausman could speak of this with antiquing in the Hudson Valley.
Nice.
And, of course, observing the total solar eclipse in Niagara Falls. Of course, we've got an eclipse coming up this year as well. National Geographic editors, photographers, and explorers are the ones who compiled the annual list.
Very nice.
And now you all are officially woke.
Thanks, Deb. 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Pay, guys. P-A-Y. That is your 3 o'clock keyword. Give it to realradio.fm and send that away for your chance at $1,000. Back in just 1 sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show.
Real Radio is
The Monsters in the Morning.
Russ, if Ryan gets a speedboat, the next day's headline is going to be this: Captain Corn Carney causes carnage at Causeway.
Ah, damn, he did
He did it without. The Monsters in the Morning.
Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
This is your midday weather forecast update from Fox 35. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner with your Fox 35 Central Florida forecast. And we got a couple of beautiful days ahead, today included. The high about 68 degrees. For tomorrow, we'll warm up to 71 and then 74 on Saturday, but clouds on the increase leading to a rainy Sunday with some embedded thunderstorms. Sunday, a Fox 35 weather impact day. If you've got outdoor activities, you may get wet. For the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Brooks Garner.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Get the appliances you need right away at Lowe's. Explore the largest assortment of brands you trust in-store or online at the best values. Plus, take advantage of their everyday financing offers. Lowe's knows home improvement, subject to credit approval.
Take your Valentine's experience to a whole new level this year with jewelry, flowers, candy, dinner, and a flyaway romantic getaway. All courtesy of International Diamond Center. Nothing says I love you like romantic jewelry from IDC. From a simple pendant to an exquisite designer ring, we've got a fantastic selection of affordable, timeless gifts. And this year, with any jewelry purchase at IDC of $129 or more, we're giving you some long stem roses, some delicious chocolates, and a gift card for dinner from Vito's or Fishbones. It's one-stop shopping for all things romantic. And if you really want to take it up a notch, we're also giving away island getaways. Just spend $5,000 on jewelry and you'll get a $500 airfare credit for a Caribbean vacation. Spend $10,000 on our jewelry and get 3 nights including airfare at a tropical resort. On us. Make this Valentine's one to remember. Let IDC help you with your jewelry, flowers, chocolates, dinner, and a romantic vacation. We've got it all. Happy Valentine's from International Diamond Center. 4 Orlando locations. Restrictions apply. See store for details.
Happy New Year from our friends over at Tools Ace Hardware. You know, a great time to start thinking about bringing something new to that backyard. Tools has you covered. They have the best grills out there. Weber, Big Green Egg, Traeger, Napoleon, and they also have pizza ovens as well from Uni and Gosney. Make sure everybody has a place to sit with outdoor furniture from our friends over at Hollywood. This stuff is beautiful and indestructible, will not fade. You're going to love it. And you can get free assembly and delivery when you shop in-store at any of the Tools Ace Hardware's 12 convenient Central Florida locations, or when you shop online at toolsacehardware.com. It's Tools Ace, your local helpful place.
Explore bizarre tales in the Very Special Episodes podcast, hosted by Dana Schwartz and friends. Every Wednesday, they'll tackle a new stranger-than-fiction story, like NASA agents cracking down on a black market moonrock trade, a poison Titanic cast, and Mark Twain's pivotal bar fight. New from iHeart Podcasts.
That is every single one of these episodes. It is the fodder for you to say, I heard the craziest story on this podcast.
Listen to Very Special Episodes on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
I'm Rebecca. I was injured in a car accident and hired one of the big TV law firms. They sent me to an injury clinic that I felt just wanted to make money off me. I needed an attorney and doctors who cared about me. I called attorney Glenn Klausman, and he helped me get the best doctors who really helped me. I was extremely pleased with my settlement. He also got me $10,000 for vet bills for my dog that was injured in the accident, and he did that for free. Call attorney Glenn Klausman at 407-917-1718. That's 407-917-1718. Glenn Klausman, office, Winter Park.
Hey, what's good, guys? This is Angel from the Monsters. You guys know I love to cook on my Big Green Egg. Why? It's impressive, and everything turns out great on the Big Green Egg. If you don't have one, you got to go to Wassy's Meat Market and get a Big Green Egg. They have the lowest prices in the country. They also have all the accessories, everything that you need. They have the classroom set up so you can teach you the basic techniques on the Big Green Egg and advanced techniques on the Big Green Egg as well. When you get the Big Green Egg from Wassy's Meat Market, there's a lifetime guarantee, so check them out. It's Wassy's Meat Market. Check them on Instagram or go to their website, wassysmeatmarket.com in Melbourne on Wickham Road. It's Wassy's Meat Market.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code COOL to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code COOL for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code COOL for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free. explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. 800-522-5700. 800-522-5700.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Real, no rule for no radio. Radio 104.1.
And we're back to the Jim Colbert Show.
So, gunshots and traffic delays in Jacksonville, huh? Who's gonna notice?
I didn't know they had a big gun issue. I know the traffic's always been a joke in Jacksonville. Even when I used to live in Palatka, back in the day before it even became a bit of a metropolis, they would just joke and rag the civil engineering up there because the roads were such a mess. And now, that place is growing like crazy up there. I don't know if you've been in North Florida, but that Jacksonville area is beautiful. Jacksonville really kind of gets a bad rap. That's some beautiful land up there in Duval County. It's near the beach. You got some country areas there, not far from Atlanta even. Just easy to get to those areas. Like Savannah's just an hour and a half or so away. Not bad at all.
I have 4 reasons why Central Florida is better than Duval.
Yeah, okay. All right. 407-916-1041. Text 77031. Welcome back. I'm Jim. Deb, Jack, and Ross are here as well.
And that's 4 Frogger's locations.
Oh, yeah. Very nice.
That they don't have that we do.
All right. Now, where it's not the football, let's just do the Frogger's forecast.
Frogger's forecast.
There you go.
Right?
Okay.
So we fed on Frogger's food today, and it was delicious. I had a cheesesteak wrap. Thank you, Jimmy, for selecting it. I didn't get to see what you guys ate today.
Yeah, I had wings, and they brought 2 of my favorite wings. I even said like hot wings, and I love garlic parm.
Yeah,
wings because they're super crispy. They did a great job. Fried shrimp. They also have a
chicken strips.
Chicken strips.
I bombed on those, man.
Oh, so good.
I did some damage on them chicken strips.
That beautiful pork sandwich, the burger. You had the mac and cheese burger.
Yeah, the atmosphere in this building is a little better and more pleasant on Thursdays because also our coworkers, when after we eat and there's like food left over, they're all walking around with
So
their nose
happy.
in the air, ready to go. But check this out. So you like wings? You can get them at Frogger's. And what they're doing for the big game next Sunday, 58-cent wing specials. They also have 58-cent beer specials because this is the 58th Big Bowl. All sorts of prizes. They'll have free wings for a year up for grabs, Universal tickets, Magic tickets, all at Frogger's, 4 area locations. Find them at Froggers.com. And speaking of the Orlando Magic, you can always watch the games at Frogger's.
Absolutely. Caveat, by the way, I just want to let you know because I talked to Michael today, and he said the 58-cent wing is dine-in only.
Okay.
All right, so you can't get your 58-cent wings and order them out. You got to sit there and eat them, though. So 58-cent dine-in wings for sure the day of the Super Bowl.
So,
big game, my bad.
Oviedo, Mount Dora, Apopka, Altamont Springs, all the area locations are served centrally owned, locally owned, rather. So, Orlando Magic. You can always watch the games at Frogger's for the Magic. They're playing Friday night and Sunday, so this is what we are picking. Deb, you're picking Orlando Magic games.
They had a big big win last night. They beat the Spurs last night with Wemby.
Yeah, but the Spurs, they're not that great.
It doesn't matter. They beat the team that has the best player or the most anticipated player in the league right now. So I thought it was still a big win. I know the Spurs aren't great right now, but still a good win for the Magic on the road.
Who do they play next?
What we're going to do, they're going to be playing the Timberwolves on Friday night, right? And then they play the Pistons on Sunday. We're going to make our picks because what we have to do is find a way to give away another $25 Frogger's gift card.
Right.
So which one of us does the best will give a listener an opportunity to win that gift card on a Tuesday when we recap our Frogger's Picks weekend.
Okay, now just give you a heads up, Deb.
Yeah. Give Deb a heads up. I'm paying attention.
In the Eastern Conference, the Pistons are dead last with only 6 wins.
Historically, one of the worst teams to ever exist.
Yeah, 6 wins, 41 losses. The other team is the what, Jack?
Minnesota Timberwolves.
The Timberwolves. I was going to Western Conference.
They're good. They're 34-14.
Okay, I'm going to go Minnesota that game. Orlando the second.
I'm right there with you.
Yeah, the Timberwolves are one of the best teams in the league. Matter of fact, they're the second best team in the league. Their record is only worse than the Celtics. That's it.
Let it dangle, big cat. It's all about cat, man.
God almighty. Is the Timberwolves game at home by any chance? Or are these both roadies?
They're both away.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the guys. I think they should beat Detroit, and it's going to be really tough to beat the Timberwolves on the road. If at home, Magic's one of the best teams in the league at home. I may have given them a little shot there, but Timberwolves are pretty stacked. That team's good.
I believe in the Magic, but if you think it's just as easy as following our picks, what we also have to do, we are not going to do this on the air, but we are going to pick the total amount of points scored in both games.
Okay, very nice.
That will be our tiebreaker in case there's a chance with only 2 games.
All right.
We might have a tie. So we're going to pick the total amount of points scored in both games.
Done. All right, we'll do that off the air, though.
Ribbit.
All
and
right.
then on Tuesday, we'll bring on 4 callers. They'll pick which one of us they think did the best. Go Magic. I think the Magic are going to beat Timberwolves. I'm just telling you that right now.
I hope they do.
It's so much fun being a Magic fan right now.
Yeah.
For me to be a fan, to be on board, I want hope, I want belief, and man, I just think there's so much over at that franchise right now. Paulo's great, Franz is great. It's a fun time to be a Magic fan, and there was a time that it wasn't that much fun, so I'll never take these days for granted.
8th in the East right now at 25-23, still above 500 after 48 games, which is pretty impressive for the Magic. So pretty darn good.
Don't forget, if you want to watch the games, do it at Frogger's Grill and Bar. Plenty of high-def TVs. Enjoy drink specials all week long. And don't forget the amazing menu we get to sample every Thursday. Shout out to you, Michael. Where everything is fresh, never frozen. Oviedo, Mount Dora, Apopka, Altamont Springs. Frogger's, hopping with food and fun. Get more at Froggers.com.
Absolutely. Ribbit.
Ribbit.
All right, 407-916-1041. Speaking of that big game, do you guys have plans to do anything? We had a big party last year, but we're not doing that this year.
Okay, well, I'm not coming then.
Okay, good. Do you guys...
I got a party. If you remember last year, I split up my Super Bowl.
That's right. You went to a party and then came to my house afterwards.
Yeah.
For like the last quarter or something. Or last half.
And it was really weird because my brother was over there, and he doesn't know anything about football, so he was just like roaming around your house. And he didn't just sit down.
And he didn't know anybody there, so he just had a glass of wine, and we just saw him wandering around the woods.
Yeah.
We're like, what is that out there? I was
Blair
like, that's a guy in a tight shirt with a glass of wine. So what that is.
Yeah.
I know we talked about this last time, and thanks for the invite. I did not go, just like your wedding, minus the invite.
Jesus.
Hey, he's so good.
But
at being bad.
But I prefer to watch the game at home.
We know you like to watch.
I want it all. I don't want interruptions. I don't want the people.
That is the lamest way to watch it, by the way. Lamest way to watch it.
I want to look at my points, my pool sheet. I want to mark off winners. I don't want anyone in my face.
I have learned this, though. I've been to a couple parties, and if the minute a card game breaks out, I'm playing poker, and the problem is, next thing I look up, it's fourth quarter with 3 minutes left. I've honestly missed almost every play of the game because I'm way more concentrating on the card game I am on the football game.
This was never made more clear to me than that Super Bowl with the Giants and the Patriots, with Eli Manning making the escape, the helmet catch by David Tyree. They come back and destroy the undefeated season for the New England Patriots. I'm watching it with our good friend Joyce, her dog, and I look out at the poker table on the porch filled with 10 of our buddies. No one paying attention.
Nobody wants
to
it
what
at
I
all.
just witnessed was one of the greatest Super Bowls I've ever seen.
And nobody saw it
and
at
I'm
all.
like, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm cool watching these games at home. I got a TV 5 feet in front of my face. I got all the snacks I want.
This just happened to me for the San Fran Detroit game. Like when Detroit was up, you get to the second half, I'm like, oh, man, it looks like Detroit's going to win. My wife was kind of glowing a little bit because she had chosen Detroit to beat San Francisco. I said, well, it's going to be very, very difficult because San Fran's a really good team. And when they got down like a couple scores, I'm like, oh, man, fell asleep for like 11 minutes. Wake back up.
Tie game.
And I thought, I was like, are they playing a replay? Did I miss something? Did they score like all this and just think that? But I fell asleep and missed every score for them to catch up and tie the game. And then, of course, eventually go ahead and win.
Yeah.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us, 77031. We'll have another keyword for you in about 8 minutes or so. Danny Myrie on the other side from Orlando Date Night Guide with Date Night Done Right. Let's find out what's happening in Orlando. We'll do that next with our friend Danny.
Your chance to win $1,000 in your hand is minutes away on Real Radio 104.1. Brought to you by Mills Air.
Afternoon slowdowns reported for those taking I-4 east and westbound today through the Orlando area. Right now, traffic looks good for those on the Beach Line and the Greenway. No major delays to report north or southbound on Florida's Turnpike. Looking at accident activity, however, at the intersection of Pine Hills Road and Clarkona-Ocoee Road. If you see traffic problems, just make sure to call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com. New year, new hiring needs? Indeed's end-to-end solution helps you attract, interview, and hire candidates all year round. Schedule and conduct virtual interviews right from your Indeed dashboard. Learn more by visiting Indeed.com/credit.
You know, February is American Heart Health Month, and we want you to do just that at Life Imaging FLA. Get that free heart scan, guys. Just a few minimum requirements, $699 value. And what this is your ability to look inside you and find out exactly what's going on with your heart. Now, here's the cool thing. I got my scan. My heart was fine, but the scan also looks elsewhere. I had issues with my kidneys, issues with my prostate, and that's the cool thing is now we know that. I took that information about my primary care doctor. We built that plan immediately, started making those appointments immediately. We wanted to find out if there's anything hiding in there that could turn out to be a problem later in my life. Turns out I was good. We're all set. Now I have a plan and set appointments to make sure that my health is good for a long, long time. That's just one thing that could happen for you. You could get one of those testimonials like we've had before where people go in thinking they're fine. Turn out they have blockages. Our buddy Daryl Payne, he wound up finding out as well. So listen, man, you get this scan from Life Imaging FLA. It can change your life. No dyes. You don't take off your clothes. This only takes a few minutes. Don't wait. Do exactly what I did. Call Life Imaging FLA right now. Get that free heart scan. While you're there, ask about their cancer screening as well. Could not be easier. Simply pick up your cell phone, dial pound 250, say the keyword free heart scan. That's all you have to do. Pound 250, say the keyword free heart scan, and you'll be connected in seconds. Make that call today. Make 2024 the year you take control of your long-term health care. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dial text message from iHeartMedia.
For more information about contests on this station, go to realradio.fm/rules.
I'm Mark Anajar.
I'm Glenn Levine.
I'm Ellie Anajar.
And we're Anajar and Levine. Experience the Anajar and Levine difference by calling us with any of your legal needs. Call 1-800-747-FREE for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
In Office Orlando.
I had a radio listener call me after an accident. The insurance company offered him $700. He hired me that day and we recovered $100,000. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Potential clients may not obtain same or similar results. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. I'm often asked, how'd you become the largest injury firm in the world? The answer is simple. We cared a lot. Over 30% of our new clients are referred by former clients. That says it all. Our clients have lawyers, case managers, and legal assistants always in the office. Every client has their attorney's cell phone number. Our results in client satisfaction. That's how we became the largest injury firm in the world. Injured? Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
The Kenny Wayne Shepherd Band, Turn on My Diamonds Tour, February 6th, Hard Rock Live, Orlando. With special guest Eric Gales. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster. Don't miss the Kenny Wayne Shepherd Band.
Attention, our friends from Guarantee Media are giving away 4 days in Puerto Rico, Jamaica, or Mexico with hotel and airfare included for only $99 to the first 50 listeners to text MUSIC to 96551. It's only for the first 50 listeners to text MUSIC to 96551. They give you up to a year and a half to travel, but you must be one of the first 50 to text MUSIC to 96551. Grab your phone and text the word MUSIC to 96551 for your chance to get 4 days in Puerto Rico, Jamaica, or Mexico with hotel and airfare included for only $99. That's MUSIC to 96551. You heard right. Be one of the first 50 listeners to text MUSIC to 96551 and get 4 days in Puerto Rico, Jamaica, or Mexico with hotel and airfare included for only $99. But you must be one of the first 50 listeners to text MUSIC to 96551. Text the word MUSIC to 96551 for your chance to go on vacation to Puerto Rico, Jamaica, or Mexico.
Did you know that your largest investment asset might not be your retirement account or home? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life. Most people don't realize that their life insurance policy is actually an asset they can sell. But for almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just like you. We've even created a free policy value calculator at abacuspays.com so you can find out in seconds what we might pay for your policy. There are no fees and no obligations, just information. Knowing the value of your life insurance policy is as important as knowing the value of your home, your equity portfolio, or your finances in total. Discover the valuable information you need to understand the current market value for your life insurance, and then get real value from your life insurance when you need it with Abacus. Visit abacuspays.com to learn more and use our free policy value calculator today.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed? Because no two people sleep the same. Only the Sleep Number smart bed lets you each choose your individual firmness and comfort, your Sleep Number setting. The Climate 360 smart bed is so smart it actively cools or warms up to 13 degrees on either side for your ideal sleep temperature. JD Power ranks Sleep Number #1 in customer satisfaction with mattresses purchased in-store. And now save 50% on the Sleep Number limited edition smart bed. Limited time. For JD Power 2023 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
Take your Valentine's experience to a whole new level this year with jewelry, flowers, candy, dinner, and a flyaway romantic getaway. All courtesy of International Diamond Center. Nothing says I love you like romantic jewelry from IDC. From a simple pendant to an exquisite designer ring, we've got a fantastic selection of affordable, timeless gifts. And this year, with any jewelry purchase at IDC of $129 or more, we're giving you some long stem roses, some delicious chocolates, and a gift card for dinner from Vito's or Fishbones. It's one-stop shopping for all things romantic. And if you really want to take it up a notch, we're also giving away island getaways. Just spend $5,000 on jewelry and you'll get a $500 airfare credit for a Caribbean vacation. Spend $10,000 on our jewelry and get 3 nights including airfare at a tropical resort. On us. Make this Valentine's one to remember. Let IDC help you with your jewelry, flowers, chocolates, dinner, and a romantic vacation. We've got it all. Happy Valentine's from International Diamond Center. 4 Orlando locations. Restrictions apply. See store for details.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by Tools Ace Hardware.
New South Window Solutions. We manufacture, we install, we guarantee. Visit newsouthwindow.com.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because your case matters. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, GREEN. 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 Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
We now return to the Jim Colbert Show.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show. Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041 is how you call our program. You can text our show as well. That number is 77031. Just send your text right to that number. It comes right to our screen, and we can see it every single time. Green, GREEN, that is your 4 o'clock keyword. Get over to realradio.fm and send that off for your shot at $1,000. Guys, green. That is your 4 o'clock keyword. Good luck. Welcome back. I'm Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
Chuck is here. Yep. Ross is here.
Make me a better husband.
Let's do date night done right.
Oh.
Whether you're dating and in love or married and in a fight, keep your romance shining bright. This is date night done right.
Good night for our friend Danny Meyering.
Yay! Woohoo!
What's up, kiddo? How you doing?
I'm good. I'm happy to be here, and
You are glowing today, by the way.
Oh, wow, thank you.
You got to go to JimColbertLive.com. You can check out Danny while she does her segment tonight, Date Night Done Right, as she tells us things that's happening here in Orlando. Of course, on loan from Orlando Date Night Guide. You can see them at .com. Anything you missed today, by the way, you can check out at JimColbertLive.com. We put it on the goods. And then, of course, you can find even more stuff available this weekend at OrlandoDateNightGuide.com.
Mm-hmm.
Good week.
It's been a good week, and we are heading into what I am calling an annoyingly big weekend.
Really,
There's
it's that busy.
So much going on. I'm like, I don't know how people are going to choose.
Very good.
There's a lot going on, but first,
real quick before we get into it, because I know you saw something that I got to go and enjoy, and I just want to get 25 seconds on what you think.
Yeah.
So you got to go to Judson's last night.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was there in the morning.
Oh yeah, for the mayor, for the ribbon cutting.
The ribbon cutting. I felt so fancy and official. I was walking around with all the adults. It was great. I didn't have to sit at the kids' table. It was good. That place is gorgeous,
buddy. I told the guys we got a real, just myself, Johnny Magic, and a couple other people got the entire staff and the whole story. This thing is going to be the place in Orlando to be. No, without question. I don't care what you say. This will be a standing room only, must get into event. Judson's will be the most metropolitan bar / lounge in this city in 25 years. It is going to be a game changer for Orlando. If you get an opportunity to book a show coming up or just go to Judson's after a show that's coming up.
And this is at Dr. Phillips,
in
correct?
the Dr. Phillips Center.
Okay.
Yeah, so they're rolling this thing out. The story is great. You'll learn more about it. We're going to tell you a little bit more about it later, but I'm glad you enjoyed it as well.
Yeah.
It's going to be really, really cool. Looking forward to going to Judson's, dressing up real nice, hearing some great music, sitting there having a wonderful cocktail, maybe a light bite. I cannot wait. I cannot wait.
And what was so cool yesterday is some of the team, somebody on the team, I don't know who, and I'm sorry, had like a really strong Southern draw. And this is so silly for me to think of, but there's this gorgeous, glamorous room that you would expect in New York City, you would expect in Boston, you would expect in Chicago, etc. And now we've got this jewel here in this southern city of Orlando.
Yeah.
I don't know. It felt like,
it's very cool.
man, we are a cool city. I don't care what y'all say.
We're on it. Come up, Blair. All right, what you got for us this weekend?
Well, I was hoping I could make a slight amendment to my statement last week about Jimmy Buffett Memorial Highway, which is going to be the new name of A1A. And I said that I really didn't think Jimmy would like it, which is not really something you should say about somebody who's passed because they can't really say for themselves. But I talked to my friend J.D. Spradlin, who works at Radio Margaritaville. He's a DJ. He's a host. And I was like, man, you got to tell me, like, I just don't agree with this. I think it's silly, etc. And he was explaining how much, like, Jimmy's family was so moved by this and so happy about this.
Oh, really?
And they're very happy about the license plate that's going to be coming out because the money from that goes towards the charity that used to get money from Jimmy Buffett's concert sales, which obviously is not an option anymore.
Right.
So, anywho, my mind's been changed just a little bit.
Good.
I accept a little bit more.
That's fine. Nothing wrong
There
with
we go. I know everybody was sitting on the edge of their seats wondering.
Yeah.
You know?
Here comes Radio Bad Girl.
Yeah, you feel like a bad Jim Bimmy. You feel like a bad Jimmy Buffett fan, didn't you, after that?
I did. I was sulking.
Can't wait to find out who she's going to trash today.
Tune in next week. Okay. All right. Let's get into all the great things that are happening this weekend. If you don't know, I don't know where you've been, but the Olympic marathon trials are happening on Saturday through downtown Orlando. There's multiple watch parties, road closures, that type of thing. So be mindful of that. Sunday is the Pro Bowl in downtown Orlando. The parking there is already sold out. So it's just going to be crazy. And then MegaCon is underway as well. So, man, it's just...
everybody's coming to town this weekend. And the Mountain Door Art Festival's this weekend.
Oh, yeah. That is a huge classic Orlando event.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
49th year, I believe.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's a great way to, again, if all of these high energy crowd things aren't really your deal, then that's a great option to, have something a little bit more relaxing.
It's more on the mosey side.
Yeah.
You just kind of mosey around that event.
Indeed. And so then another big event that I'm looking forward to is Universal Mardi Gras kicks off on Saturday. I'm a huge fan of Universal Mardi Gras. It's probably my favorite thing that they do because I'm not like a Horror Nights person. It is wonderful. I just don't like being scared. But practically every booth has a new menu. And they're doing this new pairing thing where the majority of booths have a entree and a drink that can be paired together, and then it's a savings rather than buying the things separately. So I'm looking forward to trying those out. Walker Hayes is the performer on Saturday, February 3rd, and then the All-American Rejects on February 10th. And they're also bringing back the Cursed Coconut Club. We've talked about this previously during the Halloween season. So the Red Coconut Club at City Walk is changed over to different themes throughout the year. And so for Mardi Gras, they do Cursed Coconut because it's kind of a voodoo thing. And it's so much fun. They do, music and singers and specialty drinks, and it's a good time. And you don't have to have a theme park ticket for that one.
Right. You still
But you still get that theme park quality, bar experience.
Absolutely. They do mocktails as well. I tried to bring my kiddo in, I think, like Halloween this past year, and like he's still too young for the decorations. He was not. Probably have to take him to therapy for that one.
That's a voodoo queen, and her snakes are hair.
Yes. All right. So then tomorrow night is Groundhog Day. Also happens to be my birthday. Woo-hoo.
Hey, happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
Right.
So Lou Gardens is doing their movie night, and of course they're showing Groundhog Day, starring Bill Murray. So that's at 7:30 tomorrow night at Lou Gardens. It's $8. You do have to book those tickets in advance. They don't have anyone there on site to do ticket sales in person. And you can bring your own alcohol and a picnic basket. What am I doing? Am I?
What are you doing?
You're having fun.
I thought it was turning into a limerick. I was like, hell yeah.
Moving on. Also tomorrow night at Boxley Park in Lake Nona, 6:30 to 10:30. They are celebrating their 5th anniversary at Boxley Park, and they're doing a glow party because that's what you do when you turn 5 years old. You have a glow party. They're going to have a live DJ and music from the Blonde Ambition Band that performs there quite a bit.
Nice.
And then, again, if you don't want to deal with all the crowds, you want something a little bit more low-key, then the Old Red Barn out in Geneva. We talk about them every so often. They're doing their wine, cheese, and shop. So they got some cheese for free. They got some wine for free. And you can go stroll around and shop and have a relaxing evening tomorrow night, 5 to 8 p.m.
That's actually out in my stomp because that's around the house there. And that's become a really cool little spot in that really rural Seminole County area because they also have goats and donkeys and chickens and stuff. The kids love it. You can walk up the donkey. You can pet it, do whatever you want. It's so freaking awesome. And they have a cool bunch of real antiques. This is real stuff. This is not the manufactured stuff you see where people buy something and they put a coat of paint on it and then they sand it and make it look distressed. This is actual old cool stuff they have there. So if you ever get a chance, go out there. That would be a great place or a great time to introduce yourself to the Red Barn there in Geneva. A lot of fun.
And what's also great, since that is a Friday evening, so that's tomorrow night, the sunset being still pretty early since it's winter and you're out in the country, you're going to see some gorgeous stars, the night sky, as long as it's nice and clear. So, we don't get that much in the suburbs and the cities.
We don't. And the good thing about everything you're mentioning, a lot of the stuff is outdoor stuff. The weather is going to be absolutely flawless. I think Sunday night we're going to get some rain, but the rest of the week is going to be gorgeous. Like it's going to be perfect.
Yes, absolutely. So you got to go out there and take advantage. Because, freaking summer weather, it starts like March around here, So
your legs will be sticking together soon.
Every time I'm outside right now, I'm like, just take it all in. Yeah. You're going to be hating life in August, so just slow down.
And I wish we could. I wish you could just store spring up like a couple days. Just store it up in the closet and let it out once or twice in the summer. It'd be great.
Let's pickle it.
Yeah, exactly. Jar it up.
Yeah. And weekends, we break it out.
Yeah.
Summer weekends.
Break the wind and wait.
No. Please stop.
Bad girl of radio, Danny Myrie.
She wears boots and a skirt, and all of a sudden she's in the Sex Pistols. Just slamming rooms.
All right. And lastly, we're going to talk about a couple things that are happening next week because they are often overlooked. And let's see. One of them is happening Wednesday, February 7th. From 3 to 7 p.m. I don't know how many if any of you all have been to the Center for Health and Wellbeing in Winter Park.
Have not.
It is this super cool free resource. So it's this campus in Winter Park where they do free wellness classes like yoga and sound meditation and, I don't know, Zumba, Pilates, etc. They're free. And then they do like free cooking demonstrations and things. You do need to register just so that they have, a spot reserved for you. But I love this resource. I don't go there often enough. And so then also every so often they do this co-op where different vendors and things from, different makers from around the community come in and show off their wares and so forth. So it's a good way to go in and see the center without like having made a quote unquote commitment to a class. You can stroll around, see what it's like. But I love this resource. I really recommend it, especially for couples or for moms that, need to take care of themselves a little bit more. The Center for Health and Wellbeing, it's in Winter Park. It is, again, a free resource, and I don't think enough people are taking advantage of it.
Awesome. I never even heard of it, so that's great. Again, if you missed this, you can just go to JimColbertLive.com. Jack will put it up in the goods, or you can just go to OrlandoDateNightGuide.com and find out even more stuff that she has put up there for you.
Yeah, we got lots.
Always good seeing you, man.
Thank you. Happy early birthday to me.
Happy early birthday.
Oh, yeah, Groundhog Day.
Have
happy
a cocktail
birthday.
for every year you've been alive.
Oh,
Yeah, there
good
you go.
Lord.
All right.
I won't be alive then.
Consider it a challenge.
We'll see you in 3 weeks for sure. So a bunch of Valentine's suggestions for us next week, maybe, or no?
Absolutely.
All right, very
You
good.
got
So
it.
Valentine's heavy next week. Give it up good and loud for Danny Myring. Thanks, Danny. Always good seeing you. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Green is your 4 o'clock keyword, GREEN. Go to realradio.fm and send that away for your shot at $1,000. Back in a sec with our buddy Glenn Clausman and Colbert Court.
Date Night Done Right is brought to you by that mortgage guy, Don. Mortgage brokers are better. Why? They do all of their loans through national wholesale lenders. It'll still be your standard FHA, VA, or conventional loan, but they have access to dozens of wholesale banks competing for your business. And government studies prove buyers save $9,400 on average with a mortgage broker. That mortgage guy, Don, will give you a comparison quote today. Just go to thatmortgageguyDon.com. It's peace of mind at your fingertips, so don't miss the boat. Compare your quote at thatmortgageguyDon.com. From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Heavy traffic reported this afternoon on I-4, both east and westbound between World Drive and US 27 and between Osceola Parkway and 535. Activity reported in Longwood on 434 between Rangeline Road and Ronald Reagan Boulevard. No major delays at this time for drivers traveling east or westbound on the 408. If you see traffic problems, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Jackson Hewitt. It matters who does your taxes.
When you get your biggest tax refund from Jackson Hewitt, prepare to shout, "Jackson Hew, yeah!" from the rooftops. In the event you don't get your biggest refund, you'll get your money back, plus $100.
If you ask anyone who's experienced LASIK, they will tell you it's the best thing they've ever done. And more often than not, they'll add this: I should have done this earlier. That's exactly what my father-in-law said. He was 58, I believe, when he got his LASIK. He should have done it 10 years beforehand because his life afterwards was way different. What are you waiting for? The Filatowski Eye Institute is offering free LASIK consultations, and all you have to do is this. Text 1041 to 868686 and start your journey to better vision with the Filatowski Eye Institute. These guys have the experience. They've performed over 65,000 LASIK procedures using the latest state-of-the-art LASIK technology. And if finances is a concern, don't stress. These guys have 24-month interest-free financing available. Again, just text 1041 to 868686 and schedule your free LASIK consultation at the Filatowski Eye Institute. Your path to better vision begins right now.
This earful of Real Radio is sponsored by Wassey's Meat Market, the best place to buy a big green egg.
If you're the victim of a car crash, never rush to settle with the insurance companies and never settle for just any attorney. Demand Anajar and Levine. Call 1-800-747-FREE for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
In Office Orlando.
Did you know your life insurance is an asset you can sell? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life. For almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just like you. And at abacuspays.com, we've created a free policy value calculator so you can find out the worth of your policy in just seconds. There are no fees and no obligations. Get real value from your life insurance when you need it with Abacus. Learn more at abacuspays.com.
When you call me for an injury case, you don't pay a dime unless we win. The call and the advice are always free. Injured on the go, just call Mo. 866-CALL-MO. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorneys.
You don't
don't need a resolution to lose weight. You need a solution. And that's Red Mountain Weight Loss. Red Mountain Weight Loss has full-strength semaglutide in their newest medication called Revelex. It's specifically formulated to provide full-strength semaglutide in a daily tablet. With Revelex, you'll lose up to 15 pounds a month. And it's not a shot, so you can skip the weekly trips to a doctor's office. But here's the best part. Revelex costs about half of what you'll pay for other semaglutide medications like Ozempic. That's right, I said half the price. Plus, Red Mountain includes medically supervised meal plans and free lifetime maintenance to help you keep the weight off. So why go anywhere else? At Red Mountain, you get no shots, just results for half the price. Trust the leader in medical weight loss. Red Mountain Weight Loss has helped millions of people lose weight safely, and they can help you too. Go to redmountainweightloss.com. That's redmountainweightloss.com.
In this week's Marketers Report, we hear about the importance of local radio from Allison Griffin, head of marketing at State Farm.
iHeart has such a broad broadcast reach that is local, and for us to be able to touch customers with a local feel but at a national scale is so efficient and important for us.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, trusted influencers, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment changeouts and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window. New South offers volume discounts for homeowners. The more you buy, the more you save. Our discounts start at the 4th window, and from there, the savings grow. New South can do this because we own our factory, and that's the power of Factory Direct. Visit us at newsouthwindow.com.
At Consumer Cellular, you get the same exact coverage as the largest carriers, but for up to half the cost. Same thing, up to half the cost. Up to half the cost for the same thing. 50% the money for 100% the same thing. I hope I'm making myself clear. Consumer Cellular. When freedom calls, we're here to answer. Call us at 1-888-FREEDOM.
Half the cost savings based on cost of Consumer Cellular single-line 5GB data plan with unlimited talk and text compared to lowest cost single-line postpaid unlimited talk, text, and data plan offered by T-Mobile and Verizon May 2023.
My name is Chris Moody, host of the new podcast Finding Matt Drudge. I'll be taking you on a journey to find the mysterious media mogul Matt Drudge, founder of The Drudge Report. Along the way, I'll talk to people who have worked with him, dined with him, and fought with him, taking listeners into private conversations, all in an attempt to get a better understanding of who Drudge is and what motivates him. Hopefully, he'll even sit down with us. Listen to Finding Matt Drudge on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
GMC Sierra trucks in stock now at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
It's time for more Jim Colbert Show.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Green is your 4 o'clock keyword, GREEN. Go to realradio.fm, send it off. Maybe you can win that $1,000. Remember, if you're playing the game, keep your phone near, turn it on, and then answer it if you get a call. Even from a number you do not recognize, that is how they tell you you've won. Green is your 4 o'clock keyword. Good luck. Welcome back. I'm Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
And Jack.
Yeah.
And Ross is
Hi.
as well.
It's true.
Good to see you. Let's do Colbert Court.
Yeah, let's do Colbert Court.
Uh-oh.
We're listening to is real. Well, sort of. The participants are not actors. That's a fact. This is, however, a real case that will be decided here in our forum. The Colbert
That's right.
Court.
Colbert Court brought to you by our good friend Glenn Klausman at Klausman Law. That's Klaus. That's KLAUSMANlaw.com. Offices right there in Winter Park. 407-917-1718. Car crash. Call Glenn Klausman. What's up, boss? How you doing?
Good to be here.
Good to be here. Always good to see you.
Yep.
Going to St. Pete this week, are you? You gotta get me.
Yeah, we're going.
Hey, you gotta get me.
Yeah. I'll bring some stuff back. All right.
He knows I just ran out of biscotti. I just ran out.
All right, I'll bring some back.
All right. Glenn Klausman, of course, a personal injury attorney here in Central Florida, specializing in car wrecks, car crashes. That's where he really defines and points his acumen. Has been doing it successfully here in Orlando for 30-plus years. As many of the legal elite lawyers of the year, other lawyers voting him legal elite. It's like every possible accolade you could get for other people. I think the most important one is the one you get from other attorneys, though. I would think that would be the one you held the closest.
I think the one from clients is even better.
Is it really?
Yeah, the one from the clients that are very happy at the end and recommend you to other people, and even years later are sending me Christmas cards.
Sure, that's great.
Yeah.
It's awesome. You do make a really interesting connection. When we get text here in the show about people that, like last week, we got one where a guy was in Tampa. He knew that we had talked about you knowing attorneys all over the state of Florida, and if you needed a good attorney in another area that you didn't practice in, which is, everybody outside of Orlando, that you could called you. You were actually in a case, but you turned the call over to your assistant at work, and they called him back and got him in the name of attorney, and within an hour, and he was marveling at the fact that somebody could respond so quickly. And when we say you're accessible, it's not like you see a lot of attorneys say, call me. You can actually call you, and it is your actual cell phone.
That's true. People call me all the time, and if you ask listeners to call in and tell you that they've called and I've picked up the phone and talked to them, you'd get probably hundreds of people doing it.
Yeah.
And it's not just Orlando. I mean, I go to Brevard. I go down south. I don't like going as far as Lakeland, but I've got one or two cases in Lakeland. I go up to Lake County. I go to Volusia County, and I have one case in Jacksonville. But I prefer to try to stay more within an hour and a half drive.
Now, I know that you know the judges here in Orlando quite well. Seminole and Orange County primarily. Osceola County a lot?
Not a lot.
Not as much?
There's not a lot of Osceola County cases that I have, but I have a few.
Okay, so interestingly, is it harder to argue a case in another courthouse that you're not familiar with? Like if you go to Lakeland or if you go to Davenport or maybe over in Melbourne and you are arguing in a courthouse that you're not familiar with, is it more difficult? Is it weird?
It's different because I've been practicing so long in Seminole County and Orange County, especially in Seminole County. We had a Seminole County bar function last night with lawyers and judges, and I know a lot of judges there, and I know a lot of judges in Brevard from that. And some of the judges I knew when they were practicing law, and they would refer cases to me, and I would talk to them all the time. And then they became judges later on. But as you get to places where I haven't practiced a long time, like you're talking about Volusia or Lake County, it's different. I go in there and I don't know the judges because I haven't been there a lot. So locally, you've got a reputation that people know you. When you get out of that area, you've got to build your reputation in front of those judges.
Yeah, for sure. I would think it would be odd because you're so familiar with a certain way of doing things. But let's get to your case because we bought some extra time today. I brought you in early because we do have some interesting things to talk about today. And one of them is almost kind of putting out a call to our listeners, right?
Okay.
This very first thing. So this is a case that you have that was reported in the news media. A woman died in a car crash, God rest her soul, on New Year's Day or Eve due to a drunk driver. And we know this person's name.
Right.
Can I say his name, by the way?
Sure.
Yeah, his name
he's in jail.
His name is Mark Vanicola. And we're asking if anyone has any info about where he was drinking beforehand, where he became intoxicated, to call them or call the Cocoa Beach Police Department. So either call your office at 407-917-1718 or call the Cocoa Beach Police officers.
Police Department, yeah.
Yeah, it's Mark Vanicola. That's Vanicola. All right, and we're looking for any information of where he could have been drinking before he caused this accident.
Right, he was intoxicated 3 times the normal limit and caused this horrific accident where he's killed the wife of one of my clients and also killed the passenger in his car.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
And not the first DUI for this gentleman.
Really?
Yep.
Where did this happen?
Cocoa.
Wow, man.
Yeah, terrible.
I've heard of why. What is the reason why the drunk driver usually survives again?
Hard to say. I mean, you've got airbags that go off. hard to say.
Because isn't that a thing?
It's a weird thing.
Isn't that?
It's become like this weird kind of myth kind of things in America, right?
Yeah, because
everywhere.
this isn't the first time I've heard a tragedy that the drunk driver still survives. I don't know. I was just wondering why that exactly is.
Yeah, I don't know. You've got sometimes we refer to the car that causes the accident as the bullet car and the target car. It's the target car usually gets it worse, especially if it's not a head. If there's a head-on, your airbags go off. So the car that causes the crash and rear ends somebody, their airbags are going to go off and try to protect the occupants. But the rear end people, their airbags are not going off. And if it's a horrific accident, it could cause a car to roll over, could cause a lot of terrible things.
Yeah. So with this wreck, what happened? Was she T-boned? Was it head-on?
Rear ender at a high speed.
Oh, so she was stopped at a light and he just didn't...
They were going and they got rear-ended at a very high speed. Over 100 miles an hour is what the police estimate.
Whoa.
Yeah.
And she was standing still, the one who was killed?
No, they were moving
okay,
also.
I got
but
you.
not,
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, goodness alive.
Yeah, terrible.
Man,
they even said due to the size of the debris field, the westbound lanes of the causeway were shut down for several hours after the wreck.
Mm-hmm.
Good Lord.
Yeah, it's on the internet.
Well, okay.
Horrible situation.
So here's kind of the gist of what we wanted to talk about today.
Okay.
Like in situations like this, this will eventually come to trial. This guy's obviously going to jail. Is this vehicular homicide, considering he was maliciously, and this is now multiple DUIs for him? Would it fall into that realm?
Yeah, there's an enhanced penalty for multiple DUIs, and he could be spending the rest of his life in jail.
Really? So it could be a life sentence.
Well, it's not a life sentence, but the number, he's got 2 fatalities. He's got an injury. He was drunk at the time. He's had prior drunk driving.
How old is this guy?
I don't
36?
know. It's like 30-something.
36 years old? Wow, just a couple years older than Ross.
Yeah, and the idea is to try to find out if there was an establishment that was serving him knowing he was drunk, then they're partially responsible also.
No, let me ask you a question.
If he's a known alcoholic that had been frequenting that place, and we believe that's probably the case.
So let me ask you then. Because this is very interesting to me. We do have a little bit of a case we want to get to that kind of explains what we're going to talk about in a second. But with this said, so you have him incarcerated.
Right.
You know who it is.
Right.
Do you not have the power to subpoena his credit card records or his cell phone data?
Yeah, the police department will be doing that, and we will also be able to do that once the lawsuit's filed. But the police department will do that in the beginning also. And, a lot of times, let's say the fellow's in a strip club, which, rumor had it that's where he might have been intoxicated. Chances are he's not going to be putting it on a credit card.
Oh, I see.
But, we'll try to find out all we can.
Wow.
That's why.
But they would have surveillance footage that would at least confirm that he was there.
Oh, sure.
And theoretically, you could have footage that also confirm how many drinks he had.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And if he's a frequent person in there and there's people that go in there frequently and they say he's in here and he gets drunk all the time, and if they kept serving him knowing he was an alcoholic, then there's a problem for them.
Yeah, so, okay, so there are 2 deaths now involved with this.
There are.
What kind of problem? We're talking about losing your license? You're talking about getting shut down? You're talking about massive fines? Are we talking incarceration, like criminal charges?
No, for the establishment?
Yes.
No, for the establishment, you're talking about a money judgment against him.
Yeah. A massive one.
Yeah.
An out-of-business one.
Hard to say. It depends on if they have insurance that's going to cover it. We don't know that.
But
we don't know. Yeah.
Doesn't that break the policy, though?
There's a lot of unknowns here because this recently happened. A lot of unknowns.
Wow, really? Wow, so crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
So this is the case we want to talk about. By the way, Glenn Klausman here with us, Klausman Law, klausmanlaw.com. That's office is right there in Winter Park. Now, to illustrate what we're going to talk about here in a second, there's a case, and then we'll get to it. And the question inevitably is, how do juries decide how much a person is entitled to after a wreck that causes some long-term damage? And what we turn to here is a case with Ashley, who is 35 years old. She's driving through an intersection when the delivery company truck makes an improper left turn in front of her, causing a T-bone collision. Ashley gets a neck injury. The MRI shows that she has a herniated disc pressing on a nerve, and that is the cause of her pain down her arm and numbness and tingling in her hand. She undergoes therapy, gets steroid injections into her neck, but her pain continues. Then she undergoes surgery where the surgeon removes the damaged disc and replaces it with a titanium cage. And then the surgeon fuses that area in her neck using a titanium plate that is screwed into the vertebrae. After the surgery, After the post-surgery pain subsides, the pain down the arm and numbness and tingling in the fingers has resolved. But Ashley will always have some neck pain and stiffness with permanent decrease in her neck motion. How would you, as an attorney, convey to a jury member how to fairly compensate Ashley for her neck pain? She's only 35 years old, so she has half or still more than half of her life in front of her. And now she has limited abilities to do certain activities, in her life. So the question here is how do you, as a jury and how as an attorney, do you tell this jury or kind of wrangle in how much money she should get?
Right. The jury will be instructed by the judge that there's no set formula for doing it. So it's the attorney's job to be able to convey to the jury how they should determine how much money to award this person for their past pain, suffering, mental anguish, loss of enjoyment of life, and how much they should award for that in the future.
Yeah. Let me ask you real quick. I don't know the other guys. I mean, you guys are welcome to chime in any you want. Would the defense attorney go and look at what she was like before this?
Sure.
Well, if you're like, oh, yeah, she can't do this and she can't do this, would the defense attorney go, she didn't paddleboard. She wasn't surfing. She doesn't play volleyball on the weekends. As a matter of fact, she leads a pretty sedentary lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
She likes to build photo albums and do pottery, and she doesn't really move around a whole bunch. Can they actually say stuff like that to try to lower the impact of the decision and to prove that she really wasn't really all that active and her life really isn't going to change all that much?
Well, they can try to do that by all the social media and things like that. Certainly they can try to do that. And they also, of course, would go through all of her past medical records to see if there's anything in the past medical records that there's an indication that she was suffering from some kind of problems before that would keep her from doing things or that would give her the pain she's now having. Those things are givens that they're going to go into that. But, the question is, she's hurt in this accident. She didn't have this herniated disc before. She's had to go through this. And what's the pain, suffering, mental anguish, loss of enjoyment of life that she's been going through and will go through in the future, and how do you convey it?
And none of this is her fault.
None of it's her fault.
None of this is her fault. She was going through this legally,
right.
Good driver's license, had the insurance she was supposed to have, doing it exactly right.
Right.
Hundreds of thousands? Tens of thousands?
You can come up with numbers, but the jury's going to want to know, how'd you come up with those numbers? We just don't pull them out of thin air.
Right.
Tell us how we come up with those numbers.
Well, if she does a certain job and now that job is not accessible to her, you could say, well, let's say she made $100,000 a year, but now the job she has to take because of her injury is only $65,000 a year.
That's something totally different. That's easy. That's loss of income.
This is where I'm starting.
Okay. We're talking about you come up with different numbers. You come up with numbers for past medical bills that aren't paid. You're going to get that. You come up with income loss that she's lost out on. You're going to get that.
That's a given.
That's if it's clear that it's from this crash, you're going to get that. Future income loss, well, that's something that everybody can argue about. Future medical bills, again, the doctors are going to say what they think, and the jury can take it or leave it. But the harder part is conveying to a jury what they need to use to come up with a number for the pain and the loss of enjoyment of life that she's suffering and she will suffer continuously.
And isn't this really a case of what could have been? Isn't that really what you're negotiating, what her life could have been? Hey, we never know. Right. She was training to be this. She was going to be in business to do this, and this took her ability away to do this. Mm-hmm. People who do it successfully make this kind of money. Mm-hmm. We could theoretically say that she was going to do that for 10 years, so she could have made $300K for 10 years, so we're asking for $3 million, Your Honor. Stuff like that?
Well, again, that's future income loss, which is a totally separate number. That's economic losses that are much easier to prove.
Okay.
The harder thing to do is to get the number for pain, suffering, mental anguish, and loss of enjoyment of life. How do you put numbers on each of those things?
So we're trying to find the number.
You're trying
to find the number that for the inability to ever wakeboard ever again,
right,
to never even have the desire.
Right, these are like the ghost numbers because the stuff I'm talking about is easy to calculate. These are the hard numbers. So what we need is the maybe stuff, like you were saying.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So wakeboarding. Listen, she's never dreamt of wakeboarding, but you know what it's like to live the life of knowing that you never will.
Yeah, it's not good. Or skiing.
Yeah. Skiing, that's fun. That's not on her radar.
How about she has a 1-year-old child and a 5-year-old child, and the the 1-year-old child wants her to pick him up all the time, and she can't do it.
Oh.
How about she can't bathe the child?
Oh.
How about these kind of things that she's missing out on?
And skiing. skiing and washing your children.
All right,
Yeah.
so hold on. Let's take a little break. 407-916-1041. So we're going to go to break. We'll come back, and we'll figure out exactly how they do this, because I'm actually kind of fascinated now.
Yeah.
Because the thing is like I'm thinking all these hard numbers, and it leads me to believe I'm not even close to the number that could be. So let's take a little break. Back with Glenn Klausman in a second. We'll finish up Colbert Court and find out exactly how judges and juries and attorneys come to the conclusion on what the punitive damages or damages for lifestyle change should be. We'll do that right after this.
Real Radio is the news junkie.
It was like brown boxes, and there was a parachute, and they were coming down in several people's backyards in this neighborhood. But not from a plane. You may have made one of these at some point during your childhood.
A slingshot.
No, you're not going to get it.
Macaroni pictures.
How can it be macaroni pictures?
The news junkie. Weekdays at 11 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Cool Today Weather Center, cooltoday.com.
Here's your midday weather forecast update. On Fox 35, Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner, and after a chilly morning, we're looking ahead to a comfortable afternoon. The high temperature 68 degrees, almost full sunshine, just a few high clouds. Tomorrow and Saturday, beautiful with highs in the 70s, but heads up, we've got a rainy storm system coming in for Sunday. Sunday could feature a few thunderstorms as well, a start of an unsettled period with wind and big waves at the beaches through early next week. For the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Brooks Garner.
This report is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan Injury Law Firm.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Last year, more clients hired Morgan & Morgan than ever before. We now have more offices, more staff, and more lawyers than any other injury firm in the world. Protecting America, fighting for you.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Guys, let me tell you something. If you need a new bathroom, you got to at least give my guys over at Rebath a try. Here's why. When you start reading those Google reviews and you start seeing time after time people going, unbelievable experience, great products, installation team was insane, didn't even know they were on the job site was so clean, they listened to my suggestions, they did exactly what they were supposed to, 4 to 6 days, that bathroom is in, and I love it. Lifetime guarantee on the products and the install, one after the other. Matter of fact, people going, I would buy another one, and I'm going to buy another one from Rebath. Here's why you got to trust them as well. You know the big box stores, right? The ones that do the DIY stuff, the blue and the orange. Rebath is the company who installs their bathrooms for them. So if Rebath can trust, or they can trust Rebath, you can as well, because they're great at what they do, and they do have incredible products, multiple choices of everything you want, tubs and tiles and sinks and lighting and cabinetry and all the fixtures. They have multiple choices and even a design team to help you put together the very best bathroom for you and your home. Log on to the website, look at the before and afters, see what they've actually done for customers, then book your appointment, because your new bathroom is right there in Altamont at rebathmidfla.com.
The Arnold Palmer Invitational, presented by MasterCard, returns March 7th through the 10th. Follow your favorite PGA Tour pros as they go for glory. Score a high five at the White Claw Fan Deck. Get groovy at Throwback Thursday, presented by Corksicle. Or embrace your inner foodie at Wine and Dine on 9, presented by Kendall Jackson. For a premium experience, try Orange Grove, complete with all-inclusive food and bar service, including access to the storied Bay Hill Clubhouse. Visit ArnoldPalmerInvitational.com.
Seminole Hard Rock Tampa is excited to bring you live craps, roulette, and sports betting. All under one roof, hotter than the Florida sun. Feel the luck of the dice, watch the roulette wheel spin, and scream for your touchdown as the big screen comes alive. Dine like a rock star, sip cocktails that shimmer, then dive into the heart of Las Vegas right here in Tampa Bay. Live craps, roulette, sports betting is here. Get in on the action now. Only at Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Tampa, located off of I-4 near I-75. Gambling problem? Call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
It seems like everywhere you look right now, someone is sick. This year, prepare your family for airborne invaders like bacteria, pollen, and yes, germs with Navage Nasal Care. Navage flushes ultra-pure, refreshing saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out of the other nostril. Navage sucks out viruses, dust, and other airborne particles, all the stuff that gets trapped in your nose, making you miserable. Don't get caught empty-handed this winter. Get Navage, the drug-free solution that helps you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier. Even better, Navage is HSA, FSA eligible, so Navage is a great way to spend those funds before they expire. Don't wait a minute longer. Buy Navage today and you'll breathe easier knowing you're putting your funds to good use. Navage is available online at Navage.com or Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E. Clean nose, healthy life.
Get ready for the big game with the free iHeartRadio app, the official partner of the NFL Podcast Network, featuring the biggest names in the game like Ross Tucker and his daily NFL podcast, NFL Now, and many more. Search NFL and listen now. iHeartRadio. Free never sounded so good.
At Consumer Cellular, you get the same exact coverage as the largest carriers, but for up to half the cost. Same thing, up to half the cost. Up to half the cost for the same thing. 50% the money for 100% the same thing. I hope I'm making myself clear. Consumer Cellular. When freedom calls, we're here to answer. Call us at 1-888-FREEDOM.
Half the cost savings based on cost of consumer cellular single-line 5 GB data plan with unlimited talk and text compared to lowest cost single-line postpaid unlimited talk, text, and data plan offered by T-Mobile and Verizon May 2023.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed? Because no two people sleep the same. Only the Sleep Number smart bed lets you each choose your individual firmness and comfort, your Sleep Number setting. The Climate 360 smart bed is so smart it actively cools or warms up to 13 degrees on either side for your ideal sleep temperature. J.D. Power ranks Sleep Number #1 in customer satisfaction with mattresses purchased in-store. And now save 50% on the Sleep Number limited edition smart bed. Limited time. For J.D. Power 2023 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
Very local. Powered by Wesh 2. Local news.
Breaking news this morning.
Original series and specials.
I can't wait to go check it out. Come with me.
24/7 TV made just for you.
How awesome is this?
Download the free Very Local app now.
One of the most influential metal bands of all time. For the fans, for the brothers, for legacy. Pantera. February 5th, Emily Arena. With special guests, Lamb of God. On sale now at Ticketmaster.com. Pantera, live in concert. Radio.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show.
All right, welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Is the rumor true, Jackson?
The rumor is true at 2 p.m.
Yeah.
We had another keyword winner for that.
Very nice. That's right. So that money's out there, guys. You got a few minutes left in the 4 o'clock hour with Green, Green. Get over to realradio.fm and send that away for your chance at $1,000. A 2 o'clock winner. Yeah, the pump is primed, Ross. It's ready to go.
The pump is primed.
It's primed.
Optimus Prime.
All right, back with Glenn Klausman from Klausman Law. That's KLAUSMAN law.com. Office is right there in Winter Park, 407-917-1718. We're talking about this case out of Cocoa Beach and how it kind of springboards into this other thing we're trying to figure out. This guy, Mark Vanicola, killed 2 people that night. Not only the person who was coming through the intersection, the innocent woman who was doing anything, but the woman that was riding with him also passed away. He's currently in jail with a $620,000 bond. He ain't going nowhere. For the rest of his life, he's going nowhere. We posed the case of this young lady who was 35 years old, who was hit by a delivery truck.
Separate case, not related.
No, it's not related. Yeah, I was going to. But that was hit by a delivery truck, and what we're trying to figure out, and what the case is today, really, it's not a case so much as we're just trying to figure out how attorneys and judges come to the decision. You'll hear these cases, and it'll be like, so much for this, so much for this, and then the gigantic number is the pain and suffering. Is that the punitive damages?
It's not punitive. It's what we call compensatory.
Compensatory.
To compensate the person for their losses.
There you go.
It's fair compensation for their losses. For their losses in the past and in the future.
And punitive is
to punish conduct like you saw with the Donald Trump trial with the defamation thing, to stop somebody from doing it again.
All right, so with that said, the compensatory. I had it right, just the wrong inflection on the wrong syllable.
How to compensate somebody fairly.
So thanks, Jack. I appreciate that. So with that said, How do they do that? I mean, I did the hard numbers. When you look at the loss of this, the loss of that, the numbers, you can just go, okay, well, if you made 65 and now you can't make it, blah, 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 that's an easy number. But like you were saying, the ability to pick your child up for the rest of your life, the ability to change a diaper, or maybe, do something, ride a bike with your kid, or go on a hike with your kid, or even volunteer at your kid's school to be like a volunteer.
Right.
Or a chaperone or something.
Or you have pain every day. You have pain at night that wakes you up at night. You have pain that makes it hard to get out of bed in the morning. There's just so much in somebody's life.
Well, in so many facets of the law, there's like an equation. Like, for child support, there's an equation. There's an equation
Nothing for this. Nothing for this. Nothing for this.
There's no set equation.
No formula.
So we're looking for that X factor, those things that, are really going to pay out.
Well, how do you put a price tag on being able to pick your kid up for the rest of your life? At 35 years old, our kids are probably 1, 2, 3, 5 years old.
That's why we're here. That's why we're discussing.
10 years old?
I would also like to throw in the mix shoelaces. I don't think she'll ever be able to tie her shoes, and that's something that everybody takes for granted. Now she's stuck with Velcro shoes.
Slip-ons, Velcro.
Croc life.
Yeah. No, and so that's easily $100,000 if you're stuck with only one pair of shoes, Crocs.
Dan, I don't know. You guys have to have some kind of basis that this is based on. I mean, you have to. I mean, I know that you're telling me there's no equation, but you have to have some kind of number. What's it worth for a mom not to be able to change your child? That has to have a number.
Glenn, the previous case law kind of suggest a ballpark, because if a woman in a similar condition had this similar, injury, does that play a factor into what the range is here?
Well, it's something a lawyer could consider when they're trying to figure out what it's worth, but it's nothing you can argue to a jury. You cannot say to the jury a similar person was awarded this amount of money. I mean, they see billboards, they see millions of dollars on billboards, but they don't know how people got to that number, of course.
Right.
Yeah.
Man, and the thing is you're asking a jury, and these juries have kids, and they understand the value of being able to pick up their kid, or go ride a bike with their kid, or maybe play baseball, or try to teach their kid a skill, or go surfing, or go on a boat or something like that.
Absolutely right.
Can't pick up a kid for the rest of your life. You're in your 30s. Easy 7 figures for me.
Deb, where are you at on this? I mean, it's interesting stuff.
I'm surprised there isn't an actuary that does this on because I would think any number that you can come up with, the other side will definitely try and pick apart.
Sure, you have an actuary as to how long the person will likely live. It's called the mortality table. So a person like this, you're looking at probably 50 years in a mortality tables.
Yeah. So your job is to show how those 50 years, starting with the pain she's at now as a fairly young woman at 35, where her body can compensate some for, the workaround, even though, that doesn't even mention what more damage she could sustain by mothering her children properly. Picking them up and bathing them is going to make her put her body in positions that could, make her prone to more damage. Then you add in the arthritis that could come in with her later years.
That's great. That's great. Your post-traumatic arthritis. She'll definitely develop it at the area of the surgery.
That's going to mean more pain. That's going to mean more suffering. That's going to mean more limitations to what she can do with her daily life. Maybe she wanted to take up golfing with her husband in retirement, and now those plans have to go out the door.
How about having another kid?
Potentially,
What if the injuries are so bad that that she couldn't have another child because of that?
Do you take those moments and add up like what a country club membership would have meant for her and her husband for 10 years of golfing, and add that figure up and all of those other life moments? Do you add that up and that's what you present?
You have to have testimony from her as to what she's going to miss out on based upon her lifestyle and what she always wanted to do. You have to have testimony from her as to how bad the pain was from the day of the accident until you had surgery. How many days went by? Was it an 8 out of 10, a 7 out of 10? If it was at best a 5 out of 10, with 10 being the absolute worst and 0 being no pain. How much is it afterwards, all the time? How many hours a day do you have this pain? This type of injury, when you turn your neck to drive, it aggravates it many times. People get headaches with these kind of things, and but the thing is, you just don't throw a number out and say, "All right, give us $10 million."
You have to explain. You have to explain it. The jury has to know why.
The jury wants you to give them some kind of formula that they can use to plug in numbers.
Yeah,
I'd like to nominate the fact that everyone cleans. I think she cleaned. I will take that as assumption that she cleaned up her house. Now she's going to have to hire a cleaning service for the rest of her life. We add that number up. You said 50 years, 50 years of a cleaning service once a week.
I mean, can she cook? Can she do? I mean, look, let me ask you.
I was close there. Is that what we're looking for, right, Glenn?
Yeah, all these things. And that's a little bit easier a number if a jury believes it. You come up with what it costs for somebody to clean the house. Yeah. But the harder number, of course, is for pain, for mental anguish. The mental anguish of, like I say, not being able to pick up the kid and always worrying about if I make the wrong movement, it's going to make things worse.
Well, then how do they do it? Because, I mean, I'm at a loss here. I cannot, I mean, I was like, well, what if her lifestyle was real? But that doesn't really affect it if she had a real affluent lifestyle before that. It doesn't really matter. I mean, she'll be able to continue to have a nice house and drive a nice car, but she still won't be able to do those other things.
And even if she were just a potter who, maybe wasn't out snowboarding or whatever, anyone who's lifted clay knows that that's very, very heavy.
I know one of the things we're running short on time.
Yeah.
And so one of the ways that I like to do it is it's called kind of a per diem approach. It's we look at what just on the low end, what the minimum wage is. And if you figure that minimum wage is $12 an hour, whatever it is right now, you can use that number. And how many hours a day has she been in pain from the time of the accident until the time of the surgery? How many hours a day will she be in pain after the surgery? What's it worth each hour that she's in pain? For mental anguish, you need to also put a number in for all the worry and mental anguish she's had, not being able to pick up the kid, all the other things. You figure that number, and you put that. You figure out what that number is going to be for the past and in the future. Loss of enjoyment of life, everything she's lost out on that she can't do anymore, the trip she's wanted to take, and everything else that she's testified about. You put a number in for each one of those for the past and the future, and then you've got to add them all up. And on top of that, you add up the medical bills that aren't going to be that haven't been paid, that she's going to incur in the future that won't be paid, and income loss, all those things. You add all those up, and you come up with a verdict.
Just so you know, as you were talking, I went in 35 years old times 12 months times the weeks it comes up to almost $2 million.
2 million hours?
2 million. Well, it was 153,000 hours or something like that, taking her to like 70 years old, and then I multiplied that times 13, which you just said was the about the basic. I rounded up for the cost
of living,
the cost of living stuff, and came up with $1.992 million.
Yeah. That's how you come up with big numbers.
Wow.
And that's what it takes to fairly compensate someone. If you're not fairly compensating them, they're getting cheated.
Wow.
So yeah.
And that's appealable?
Sure, they can appeal anything. I don't think they can appeal that argument as to how he came up with the numbers.
They can appeal the number.
Yeah, they can't really appeal the number if you've got a basis for that number.
Right. Wow.
During the trial, if something else went wrong, they can appeal it. Like the judge let testimony and he shouldn't have let in that tainted the whole verdict. I mean, you can appeal something like that.
Unbelievable, man.
Yeah,
wow,
that's how you end up with big numbers.
That's super interesting, though, because when you said that, I was like, wow, that doesn't sound like it's going to be enough. And then as you're sitting there talking, I'm like, times this, times that, times that. I'm like, damn, 1.9 million or almost $2 million bucks.
You talk about is it 24 hours a day? Do you count the time she's sleeping? So you're talking complete hours?
No, you don't count the time she's sleeping if she's not having pain. But if it wakes her up from pain and she loses 2 hours of sleep every night in pain, then you give her the 2 hours that she's in pain.
And then you would go to what? The estimated life expectancy of a woman?
That's what he's like.
There's something called mortality tables. It's it's not debatable. This is what the average person your age, if you're a woman, will live till.
Now, do you have to plug in smoking and drinking into that?
Well, yeah, that's something that absolutely of us I can consider lifestyle when you're talking about mortality tables. They can argue, well, you're saying, she's going to be 50 years old, but look, she's a 2-pack-a-day smoker. She's not going to live till she's, 75.
Right.
I mean, those things are absolutely admissible.
I know the big lesson that I'm learning here is that, it's really easy to think that all settlements are due to the tragedy or the event, and then that's what the settlement's number is solely after. But how you live your life plays a massive role in that settlement prior to whatever event that is, correct?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, sure it does.
In an
I didn't know that.
Ross, in an instant, your life has changed forever. That's the problem.
Yeah.
So you have to talk about before the event to really understand how big the tragedy is, because I can no longer pick up my kid.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the husband has also a claim because, and she has a claim for the physical relationship that's now changed with the husband.
Right, yeah, because now she's, the ability to not,
Not as
have those
limber.
kind of relationships. You son of a bitch, how dare you. Well, Glenn is always fascinating. I mean, really, really fascinating. If you want to get a hold of Glenn and get some great advice, if you've been in an accident, you know someone that's been in an accident, 407-917-1718. It's Klausman Law, KLAUSMANlaw.com. Offices right there in Winter Park. He's helped thousands of Central Floridians over his last 35 years of practicing here in Central Florida, and he is one of the legal elites, and we love having him around. Good seeing you, buddy.
Great to be here.
You got it, man, as always.
I'll see you next week after Mazzaro.
All right, 407, yeah, Biscotti, buddy. Lots of chocolate, lots of
wait a
chocolate.
second. That's in 2 weeks.
Lots of chocolate.
That's not next week.
Special
it's in 2
week.
weeks.
You need to make a
It's in 2
special
weeks.
trip then. Do it. All right, back in a sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show. New keyword
Your
coming up
chance
now.
to win $1,000 in your hand is minutes away on Real Radio 104.1. Brought to you by Mills Air.
Heavy traffic continues this afternoon in the Orlando area on I-4 between Sand Lake and 535, as well as between US 27 and the 429. No major problems to report for those traveling on the Beach Line or on the Greenway today. Traffic up to speed for those taking on the 408. If you see traffic problems, make sure you're calling the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by HCA Florida Healthcare.
Sharp stomach pain? Advice is here. Consult a nurse. Answers, advice around the clock. Consult a nurse. HCA Florida Healthcare. We show up for you. Call 844-70-NURSE. It's free.
There are 14 different fees that can show up on a loan estimate that go directly to your lender. Do you know how to identify them in your quote? Don't worry if you don't, because that mortgage guy, Don, does. And with his expertise and personalized approach, he will guide you through every step, ensuring you get the best mortgage for your needs. So do what I did. Take the fear out of home buying and trust that mortgage guy, Don, to help you achieve your dream of home ownership. So easy, plain and simple, no spam, no hassle. Just peace of mind at thatmortgageguydon.com.
Don't miss the boat. Compare your quote with thatmortgageguydon.com.
If you're ready for some outdoor family fun, head to Sanford Riverwalk on Saturday, February 3rd for the Touch a Truck event. The Seminole County Office of Emergency Management is hosting this disaster equipment showcase for Severe Weather Awareness Week, where everyone can see and experience vehicles and equipment from agencies that respond during and after severe weather events and disasters. Saturday, February 3rd from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., it's time to touch a truck at the Sanford Riverwalk at Fort Mellon Park. Head to realradio.fm/events for more details.
Hey, Orlando, are you looking for new ways to save? Well, on Verizon, you don't need to be on a family plan to get our best deals. Switch to Verizon, and for a limited time, plans start at just $50 per month for a single line, with autopay plus taxes and fees when you bring your own phone with unlimited welcome. That's a savings of $15 per month. And when you switch now, you can save on the things you love to stream, like Netflix and Max. There's never been a better time to switch to the network America relies on. A better plan to save is Verizon. This offer won't last long. Visit your local Verizon store to switch and save big today. $180 BYOD promo credit per phone applied over 36 months for new customers with one new line with your own 4G or 5G smartphone on unlimited welcome plan required. $360 local promo credit applied over 36 months for new customers with one new line. Additional terms apply. In select markets only. Auto pay and paper-free billing required. For unlimited welcome plan in times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch? Every day, from lunch to late night. Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Make your dream of a new Pavers driveway, pool deck, beautiful patio, and artificial turf a reality with Pavers Depot. Join us at the largest Pavers showroom in Central Florida. Over 400,000 square feet in stock, including Tamron brand pavers. Pavers Depot can get your job done in just 2 weeks with a free estimate on custom installation. Visit online at paversdepot.com or call 407-839-5900. 407-839-5900. paversdepot.com.
It's the U.S. Olympic Marathon Trials this Saturday at 8 a.m. Join us in downtown Orlando at the Dr. Phillips Center for the ultimate free Fan Fest experience. Enjoy food trucks, live music and vendors, and see the runners as they race towards their Olympic dreams from 4 different fan zones downtown. Experience the thrill of the U.S. Olympic Marathon Trials this Saturday, 8 a.m. Join us decked out in red, white, and blue for a day of inspiration and unforgettable memories. Visit Orlando2024trials.com. Presented by Visit Orlando.
Your neighborhood Tools Ace Hardware has everything you need to get ready for spring. Now through February 29th, get the best prices on made-for-Florida Sunnyland fertilizers, Miracle Grow soils, Roundup weed and grass killers, yard tools, and more. Cypress mulch is 4 for $10 all month long. And don't forget to bring in your steel outdoor power equipment to one of Tools Ace Hardware's 10 service centers for a spring tune-up. Tools Ace Hardware has 12 convenient locations in Central Florida, or you can shop online at acehardware.com for free in-store delivery or pickup. And be sure to look for our brand new Tools Ace Hardware store coming to Hamlin soon.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed? Because no two people sleep the same. Only the Sleep Number smart bed lets you each choose your individual firmness and comfort, your Sleep Number setting. The Climate 360 smart bed is so smart it actively cools or warms up to 13 degrees on either side for your ideal sleep temperature. JD Power ranks Sleep Number #1 in customer satisfaction with mattresses purchased in-store. And now save 50% on the Sleep Number limited edition smart bed. Limited time. For JD Power 2023 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
Take your Valentine's experience to a whole new level this year with jewelry, flowers, candy, dinner, and a flyaway romantic getaway. All courtesy of International Diamond Center. Nothing says I love you like romantic jewelry from IDC. From a simple pendant to an exquisite designer ring, we've got a fantastic selection of affordable, timeless gifts. And this year, with any jewelry purchase at IDC of $129 or more, we're giving you some long stem roses, some delicious chocolates, and a gift card for dinner from Vito's or Fishbones. It's one-stop shopping for all things romantic. And if you really want to take it up a notch, we're also giving away island getaways. Just spend $5,000 on jewelry and you'll get a $500 airfare credit for a Caribbean vacation. Spend $10,000 on our jewelry and get 3 nights including airfare at a tropical resort. On us. Make this Valentine's one to remember. Let IDC help you with your jewelry, flowers, chocolates, dinner, and a romantic vacation. We've got it all. Happy Valentine's from International Diamond Center. 4 Orlando locations. Restrictions apply. See store for details.
WJRR presents the Brightside Music Festival April 27th, taking over the Central Florida Fairgrounds for the highly anticipated return of Sublime featuring Jacob Knoll, along with Eric Wilson and Bud Goff, plus special guest 311 along with Goldfinger and plenty more to be announced. Get tickets at brightsidefest.com. That's brightsidefest.com.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Now is your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Credit. C-R-E-D-I-T. Credit. That's credit. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm. Good luck.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show, also available to watch at The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
Good afternoon, morning, Colbert Carew. So, little factoid here for you guys. The reason that a lot of drunk drivers seem to survive these really bad accidents is because a sober driver is very likely to tense their body when they are in an accident. A drunk driver will stay loose, their bodies will not get as much injury through that way, and unfortunately that's it. So with that, Big T out, we'll go pop, peace.
Yeah, I was talking to Glenn about this guy. This was his 4th DUI.
Oh my.
Complete douchebag on the scene. That was confirmed by a listener who was a fire medic that was on the scene at first, that the guy had zero remorse. Actually, he elbowed one of the cops after a cop told him to sit down. If you read the story, it just says this in the story.
Yeah.
That after he was, he wouldn't answer any questions, and he tried to stand up. The cop told him to sit down, and he cursed the cop out. They put him in cuffs and sat him down, and as they were putting him down, the guy elbowed the cop at his thigh, of course, which added another charge to it. But a completely remorseless douchebag who's done this before. He killed 2 people that night.
Who elbows a thigh?
Yeah.
Who elbows a cop?
Yeah, like he's in the post.
And you look at his shot, his eyes are barely open. The guy's obviously just blotto. So I hope somebody comes through with some information that says where this guy was beforehand, and they're able to get some some real money for this guy who lost his wife.
Yeah.
And a woman and a child who lost their mom, and I don't even know who the other person in the car was or what their situation was. Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show here on Real Radio. Credit is your 5 o'clock keyword, CREDIT. Go to realradio.fm and send that away for your chance at $1,000. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb, Jack, and Ross are here as well. Crazy. I got a lot of text about how they love Glenn's segment, how it's so informative.
Yeah.
And you're out there on the road every day driving around. This is one of the most dangerous places in the nation. I-4 was just voted again one of the worst roads in the entire country.
Oh, even after we fixed it?
Yeah, one of the worst roads out there. It's just a nightmare to drive on I-4 going in the corridor between here and Disney and Lakeland and Tampa. It just can be a complete, it's maniacal sometimes.
I feel like there's like 4 different I-4s.
Yeah.
I've got like 4 different chapters of I-4.
You're absolutely right, because if you get on I-4 in Daytona, it is a piece of cake until you get to Sanford. You get over the bridge, then you could run into some issues. Usually not even that bad, though.
Not anything.
It doesn't really even happen until you get to downtown, and that's another I-4. The downtown through downtown, I would say all the way to maybe just past Kirkland Road or Conway Road.
It's puberty I-4.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
I was last night in the right lane heading towards like Kirkman, Sand Lake, minivan. I was in one from the right. There were 2 lanes to my left, and minivan moving around 70, kind of weaving in just on the right, just getting around semis, just like people see semis as an inconvenience. No one likes being behind them because of the visibility.
Right, yeah.
However, they also forget that they are probably a lot harder to control than your little vehicle.
Absolutely.
And they really don't seem to take that into consideration, as they'll just dart right in front and then just move on.
That scares the hell out of me. Every time I see a car dart in front of a semi, all I keep thinking is, you have a serious death wish, because that truck is not going to be able to stop even a little bit in time from turning you into a Frisbee.
And man, I got to tell you, I follow this thing on Instagram. It's like a dash cam thing. And inevitably it is. It's these weird, like, minivans trying to overtake semi trucks, and then they try to merge back into the lane too fast. Their back bumper clips the front bumper. Then they get into a fishtail, and what do? They wind up in oncoming traffic. And guess what's always oncoming? Another semi truck that just obliterates it as if it's made of Legos.
I don't know, but
nothing's left. It just completely turns it into mist.
I put my blinker on, my turn signal on for a few seconds to let a semi, and I don't know if it's because of having family who were long-haul truckers for years and told you the stories. My uncle said, you always have to keep your head on a swivel. Your head cannot look in one direction when you're driving a semi, because you've got idiot drivers like that. So I try to put my turn signal on for a few seconds to say, hey, I'm coming over.
Yeah, I got to tell you, though, the street racing thing, I agree with that. The street racing thing happens going toward Daytona. Like just after Lee Road or and the Longwood exits. Sorry for you guys to live out of the area, but when you get past those exits, the traffic starts kind of diminishing a little bit before you get to the river. And for some reason, that's the track I take on the way home. Man, once or twice a week, this is not an exaggeration. I run into people street racing. And inevitably, it's a BMW racing against another BMW. For some reason, it's always BMWs out there racing each other on I-4. And I'm not talking about going like 60 or 70. These dudes are coming through traffic doing like $110. They come by so fast, it's scary.
Have you heard what they're starting to do now to go after street racing?
No.
So what I've heard recently with a couple of local news stories is that they'll run the tag, and when they realize that more often than not, when they're young men, those cars are actually registered to their parents.
Oh, daddy's car, yeah.
Daddy or mommy's car. And in a couple of cases, the insurance has been revoked on the vehicle because the kid was caught street racing in their car. So now the parents can't even drive their own car to work because they have their insurance was revoked on it. And good luck trying to get other insurance.
You've never even heard of an ass whipping that bad.
Can you imagine?
Can
you imagine if your kid kept you from driving your Corvette because they were street racing and now you have no insurance?
There would be lore that would pass down from generation to generation
like
about
Beowulf.
About the ass whipping that I would dish out to either of my kids, girls, boys, it doesn't matter. They would be like, gather round, everyone. You're going to hear the story of the ass whipping. See, it was a cold morning when he got the call from the cop when his son was going 140.
See, I would think that one of the better if not the best way to, defeat the problem of street racing is by having like a really, hear me out here, like a handsome undercover cop.
Okay, I'm listening.
Who has like really good race history. Like he used to race as a kid.
Okay.
And then you have him go undercover into the nightlife racing scene.
Isn't this Grand Theft Auto?
No. What?
I'm just asking.
It's Fast and Furious.
Okay.
It's the plot of Fast and Furious.
That's what you do.
That's what I would do. I would grab a handsome dude who is undercover, have him race him 3 or 4 times, maybe 5, and then that would be it.
Yeah. It's dangerous. I tell you, man. It's the problem is it's not just you wrecking when you go out there and act like a damn fool. It's just dangerous. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. There was a trend that started in the 50s. All right. Now, I did not know this until today. This started in the 50s. And it actually kind of caught on, and then it didn't. And this actually started from teachers. And it's a big business now, but this actually isn't business. But it could really be cool, and I think that this could also have a future. I'll tell you what this is next.
Someday, Alexa will know everything. Alexa, how do I get rid of a deadbeat roommate?
Try poisoning them.
But until then, tell her to play Real Radio 104.1 on iHeartRadio.
Playing Real Radio 104.1 on iHeartRadio.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Shop the best quality jewelry and lowest price. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Heavy traffic continues this afternoon in the Orlando area on I-4 between Sand Lake and 535, as well as between US 27 and the 429. No major problems to report for those traveling on the Beach Line or on the Greenway today. Traffic up to speed for those taking on the 408. If you see traffic problems, make sure you're calling the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by ExpressPros.com. Let Express Employment Professionals help you hire for contract or full-time jobs. Forget about posting jobs, sifting through resumes, and interviews with unqualified applicants. Go to ExpressPros.com to find the location near you. That's ExpressPros.com.
Jim Colbert Show question of the day brought to you by WeAreNotTheBanks.com. That is a direct mortgage lender. It's Brad Siebert. He has a crew, and this is what they do. It's mortgages. They're not the banks. They're better than the banks because the sole focus is mortgages. It's not the other stuff that banks do. Now, with your mortgage, he can get you a great rate. Deals with all types of buyers and all types of different mortgage products. He was an expert. He is an expert in the field, and he was the guy I chose when I needed to refi my house several years ago. I went to WeAreNotTheBanks.com, started the process there. Brad let me know everything I needed every step of the way. It was a quick, easy process, and I got a great rate. See what he can do for you. Again, the website, WeAreNotTheBanks.com. Get started today. NMLS ID number 66247, Equal Housing Opportunity.
If you've been injured in a car accident, call Pound Law from your cell phone. Morgan & Morgan.
Did you know your life insurance is an asset you can sell? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life. For almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just like you. And at abacuspays.com, we've created a free policy value calculator so you can find out the worth of your policy in just seconds. There are no fees and no obligations. Get real value from your life insurance when you need it with Abacus. Learn more at abacuspays.com.
It's the U.S. Olympic Marathon Trials this Saturday at 8 a.m. Join us in downtown Orlando at the Dr. Phillips Center for the ultimate free Fan Fest experience. Enjoy food trucks, live music and vendors, and see the runners as they race towards their Olympic dreams from 4 different fan zones downtown. Experience the thrill of the U.S. Olympic Marathon Trials this Saturday, 8 a.m. Join us decked out in red, white, and blue for a day of inspiration and unforgettable memories. Visit Orlando2024trials.com. Presented by Visit Orlando.
The number one cause of accidents is distracted driving, like cell phones, eating, and playing with the radio. So leave it right here on Real Radio. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.com. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
Is that a horse?
Actually, it's a wild stallion. Since Navy Federal Credit Union's Platinum Card made it easier to tame our holiday debt, I wanted to see if I could tame something else.
Uh-huh.
Help me saddle up. I need to pick the kids up from school.
With a low intro APR on balance transfers, the Platinum Credit Card lets you take control of your debt. Learn more at NavyFederal.org/Platinum offer. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Insured by NCUA.
This is Jeff Kaufman from the Injury Law Firm McCaufman Lind in the Under Oath podcast. You listen to a lot of attorney commercials, normally concerning the qualifications of that firm, that they will fight for you, that they don't get paid unless you get paid. Instead of doing a commercial, I'm just going to give you some free advice. If you get into a car accident, make sure you receive medical treatment from a doctor within 14 days. If not, the insurance companies can hold you responsible for the first $10,000 of your medical treatment. It's not if, but when you get into an accident. I'm attorney Jeff Kaufman. Contact me at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. We recently received a call from an injured person. The insurance company had offered them $11,000. We took the case over and got more than $2 million in court. Morgan & Morgan.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Your neighborhood Tools Ace Hardware has everything you need to get ready for spring. Now through February 29th, get the best prices on made for Florida Sunnyland fertilizers, Miracle Grow soils, Roundup weed and grass killers, yard tools, and more. Cypress mulch is 4 for $10 all month long. And don't forget to bring in your steel outdoor power equipment to one of Tools Ace Hardware's 10 service centers for a spring tune-up. Tools Ace Hardware has 12 convenient locations in Central Florida, or you can shop online at acehardware.com for free in-store delivery or pickup. And be sure to look for our brand new Tools Ace Hardware store coming to Hamlin soon.
Victim of a slip and fall? It takes one phone call to take back control of your life. Anajar and Levine will fight to get you the compensation you deserve. Call me, Mark Anajar, for a free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In Office Orlando. Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Just go to hims.com/radio. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the name brands at up to 95% off. That's right, get generic for Viagra, the same active ingredient as brand name Viagra, but for 95% less. It's the same medication, still prescribed by a licensed medical provider, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio for your free online visit. HIMS.com/RADIO.
Get ready for the big game with the free iHeartRadio app, the official partner of the NFL Podcast Network, featuring the biggest names in the game like Ross Tucker and his daily NFL podcast.
I am so looking forward to that game.
NFL Total Access.
That's another mini storyline to watch.
NFL Now.
This could be the dangerous team.
And many more. The free iHeartRadio app in the NFL, getting you the insight and behind-the-scenes stories you need for the big game. Just open the free iHeartRadio app and search NFL and listen now. iHeartRadio. Free never sounded so good.
Discover the new Buick SUVs in stock now at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
Real Radio 104.1.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show, also available to watch. Yeah, we like it when you watch. At The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
There is I Survived I-4 t-shirt. I just looked it up on eBay, $20.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Your 5 o'clock keyword is credit, CREDIT. Simply go to realradio.fm and send that away for your chance at $1,000. Got a winner today at 2 o'clock. Congrats to the News Junkie for pulling down another winner here on our contest. That's 5 for us total, right? 5K to our listeners.
Yes, sir.
All right. How much time?
Gs.
And we got weeks left, right?
Yeah, 3 weeks.
3 weeks
Well,
left?
2 weeks after this week. So
Okay.
we got a couple more days.
Got it.
And then 2 full weeks of the contest.
Very nice.
Yeah.
All right, good. Again, your 5 o'clock keyword is credit, CREDIT. Welcome back. I'm Jim. Deb, Jack, and Ross are here as well. All right, before we went to break, I was telling you guys about something that was happening in the 50s, which I did not know about. Popularized in a movie called The Holiday, a 2006 movie called The Holiday. I've not heard of that movie either.
I have a feeling I know what this is.
I'm going to take a guess. Backhands.
It's not backhands.
Oh, no. It's
hula hoops.
Martini at the door.
No, it's not hula hoops. It's a little more than that. Now, think about this, right? So this was actually discovered and started by teachers.
Milk.
All right?
Man.
Teachers started this in the 50s, right? It was and now it's actually kind of a booming. Now, there's a business name for the model of this that's giant right now. Giant business. Matter of fact, it's made a lot of people a lot of money, and a lot of people have actually spent money out there to build up a portfolio of these.
Oh, wow. What a plot twist.
Yeah.
Right.
That's not milk.
So it started by teachers. What is unique about teachers?
They are underappreciated.
Yeah, there's no question.
Underpaid.
About their schedules, though.
Okay. Oh, summer's off.
So they have summers off, right?
Gig work?
Huh?
Gig work?
No. There was a thing called house swapping. Now you know it as Airbnb. But Airbnb charges you to stay in somebody else's house. There used to be a network of teachers that during the summer years, because teaching salaries weren't all that great, they would work out deals where they would call other teachers from other areas that they wanted to visit and ask them, hey, would you like to swap houses for 3 weeks or a month? I'll come and stay in your house in your neighborhood, and I'll enjoy all those things. And you come and stay in my house in my neighborhood, and you can enjoy all of our things. We won't swap any money. Just leave everything like it was, and we'll swap houses. I have to tell you, I think this could make a comeback. Like, why would you pay Airbnb with this if there was a network of people just willing to swap their house? And teachers did it simply because it was affordable and because they had 3 months off so they could make contact with people who are primarily other teachers is what they did this with.
Isn't this the idea behind the movie The Holiday?
That's the exact movie I just talked about.
Yeah, okay.
2006, The Holiday.
Yeah, I love that movie.
Yeah, so that was the entire
Very
thing.
improbable.
Right? But I have to tell you, we, my friends, are in the catbird seat for this. You guys understand that, right?
You want to swap houses
We live
with
in
me?
Orlando, Florida. That means, theoretically, if there was a network of people out there, let's say staying anywhere from Charleston, Los Angeles, Boston, New York, who doesn't want to come to Florida and not spend $500 a day on a hotel room to stay in a house that has everything ready to go, fridges, you're able to cook your own meals, you have a bedroom, AC, possibly even a pool maybe,
right,
in an area like that. Man, I'd do this in a second. You wouldn't, Jack?
No. I would. You're the one I'm questioning because that's people in your home.
It is in my home, but you have to understand, our house, although it is what it is, right, is pretty low impact. And you could lock off the areas that you didn't want. Like, theoretically, let's say, hey, you come into town. Who is it? It's just you and your wife? Cool, we got you covered. You set up a guest bedroom or whatever. You could lock the master if you didn't want him in there.
Yeah.
Or you could take all the stuff that you didn't want, or maybe your valuables, and put them in a safe, or take them to someone else's home, or take them with you, whatever the case may be, and you swap houses with Hawaii. I mean,
I'll swap houses with Hawaii.
Montana ski vacations. What if somebody up there gets tired of the ski time and they would like to come to Florida when it's snowing up there and it's 5 feet deep in snow? And I want to leave the Florida and I want to go skiing. But I don't want to pay $500,000, $600,000 a night to stay up there in those nice ski areas. Why isn't this happening more?
Well, it's okay. This is just a little weird to hear you say this.
Yeah.
Why are you saying it's weird for me to say this?
All three of us are thinking the same thing.
Which
wow,
is?
he is saying this like it is a great idea. It is a great idea. Close to the bottom of the list of people who I think would do this is Jim Colbert.
Well, the reason why you can do it is because you can vet. You got to remember, there's no money. This is just a friendly agreement between two people. You could vet the people. Hey, I'll go and see this person's got a good job. They've been married for 40 years. All their kids are professionals. They're good people. They're members of the community. They serve the community in different ways.
Yeah, just like John Wayne Gacy.
Oh, shut up. Come on. Come on.
He was beloved in his neighborhood, man. I'm just saying. Anybody can say who they want to be on the outside.
He was also strangling boys at an alarming rate.
Yeah, but the neighbors thought he was just a really swell fella and could cook a damn mean broth.
Right, exactly.
Really hitting us with the bookends there. I can go ahead and make a balloon animal, and I can take a life.
You're telling me that you and your beautiful wife, if posed with the possibility of staying, let's say, 2 weeks in St. Martin,
okay,
because you found somebody in St. Martin that would love to come to Florida and go to the theme parks with their kids, you get 2 weeks in a condo on the ocean in St. Martin, free of charge, dog.
Yeah, because they are living at my house, which means that wouldn't happen because that's not a fair trade. I'm not staying on the beach if I swap my house. I'm staying on a condo. And it's got cats everywhere.
No, dude. You don't understand. It's not what you have. It's where it is. Location, 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 brother. You're in the vacation capital of this globe. You know this thing, this floating marble we live on?
Yeah.
Everybody wants to come here.
Marble.
theoretically, you could do this for European trips as well. Here's the problem. They could squat. No, I'm just saying.
That's what I'm thinking.
They could decide.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking of all the. Just yesterday, he said he doesn't trust anybody.
They could stop paying their mortgage 6 months ago. They could come move down here and just decide, you know what? That house that you're in is going to get foreclosed on any day now. We like this. We're going to stay. Now, there would be legal ways to handle that.
Yeah, okay.
You're also the guy who's like, I'm never letting somebody drive me around.
I know.
But yeah, I'm down to swap my house.
And actually, I've never stayed in it. Oh no, I did stay in one Airbnb in my life when I went up to P-Town to stay in it for the golf tournament. That's it. That's the only Airbnb I've ever stayed in.
The last time I stayed at an Airbnb,
and I'm sure they've got some really odd footage of me doing some crazy stuff.
My last B&B experience, it was my bachelor party, and we
saw those photos.
We spent like 3 hours hiding the things we broke.
Oh, really?
And we got away with it.
Did you really?
Yeah. It was a light. We tried our best. There was a basket. Someone threw up in it, but whatever.
Yeah. Jack, you do this? No.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, man. Are you serious? Well, I mean, as cheap as you are, you wouldn't take a free trip out west or something? Or you're telling me that if you found somebody in San Diego that would want to come over here and stay for 2 weeks and you just swapped houses, everything checked out, that you would want to do that?
If everything checked out, it just seems like there's a lot of moving parts. I got 3 cats and a dog right now. So there's a lot to consider.
Yeah.
If in the right scenario, yes, where you can kind of say, okay, we can portion off this side of the house. We put like most of our belongings in that. I'm not opposed to that idea. I'm actually, even retirement. What? I could have.
Doesn't want anybody rifling through a panty drawer.
Yeah.
Listen,
you wouldn't get that far because you lock that up.
Yeah, you lock all that up, man.
Have fun. Hell no. I don't
Not
trust
for any
people.
place. Not for a tree house in Oregon.
Every Airbnb I'm in, first thing I do, I look for the locker
You
room.
look for
You look for the what?
locker room. I go,
the locked room. I look for the little red light where the camera's on.
That's where everything is. Oh no, I just want to make sure I'm, smiling at the right time.
Those are only going to be in certain places, though. See, they're only going to be in certain places. It's going to be in the toilet. For some reason, people love to watch people go to the bathroom. That's a weird thing, but if you're going to get a toilet cam, or it's going to be in the bedroom.
Air vent cam.
Everybody else is going to be safe
teddy
everywhere.
Bear cam.
Like, I already know that if someone blackmailed me with footage of me, like, using a bathroom, I think I would carry, like, 30%. And the other 70% would be like, dude, you are weird.
Yeah.
Why would you? Sure, go ahead. That's what it looks like. I don't know. It would. Plus, I think I look very, very comical doing anything in the bathroom. I'm like,
I would just do them for a percentage.
Yeah.
Just cut me in, dog. I'm gonna
enjoy your likes and shares, I guess.
Right, exactly.
Somebody just texted us
from
and said,
bearlover.com.
So yesterday it was it was the pet owl, and today it's house swapping. Where is Jim Colbert, and what have they done with him?
Listen, man, I'm just saying, I like saving money, and this is a good idea. I mean, look, again, you're going to have to vet really heavily, but you do that with Airbnb anyway, right? You have
they do that for you. That's why you pay them.
I understand, but you also have the ability to say no. Even if they get you somebody, I think you can say no.
And they have stepped up and have done it better because now there's like a rating service for the people staying.
That's right.
I know my rating. Like I said, got away with it. 5 stars.
Yeah, very nice. The place I stayed in last time up in Palatka, it was beautiful. I gave them an incredible review. It was awesome. Really great experience.
And I don't know if I would want to live in some rando's house, even if it was a swap at a nice place, because, like, whose grandma is that over there? Like, I don't.
Somebody says it.
There's just all these photos of randos, and you're trying to get it on, and you're looking at some kid's, like, nephew or something as, like, a family photo. I just don't, like. I wouldn't want to be romantic in someone's home. I wouldn't want to get messed up in somebody's home.
Are you serious?
And knowing that, like, they have grandma's urn over the fireplace, I don't know what happened to her. I feel like I'm living a double life all of a sudden.
Wouldn't you even find that more interesting, the fact that you're staying in someone else's home? You could look at their photographs and look at their stuff and kind of wonder what the stories are like and where they were been.
Psycho killer.
I'm not a psycho killer. It's just interesting. You don't find other people's existences interesting?
You're a medicine cabinet go
I'm not.
thrower.
Yeah,
you are. Yeah,
I don't do that. Not after somebody put marbles in theirs and opened it up, and I couldn't explain it.
I did it one time.
I learned that
trick.
trick.
You go through the drawers?
Oh, yeah. I went to some guy's house, and he puts marbles in it.
Seriously, that really happened?
Oh, yeah. You put marbles, if you ever wonder, I mean, if you have a house party,
right?
And one of the big things is people will come to your house party. Matter of fact, they were just dealing with realtors. Remember this?
Oh, yeah.
People were requesting to see homes.
And
like
then
real
stealing
prescription
drugs.
And then when they were walking through the houses, they were rifling through people's bathrooms looking for prescriptions.
Yeah.
Yoink.
So one of the guys, I went to a party, and I know this guy quite well, so it wasn't a thing. And I was actually looking for dental floss is what I was looking for. And I know him well enough to open it up. But before the party, he had put marbles in his medicine cabinet because there was somebody that was going to be at the party that maybe had a past.
Oh.
And I opened the medicine cabinet to find the
whatever
the dental floss.
Yeah, whatever thing you want to make
were
up.
looking for.
And all you
Well,
heard.
we can call it floss.
Oh my God! It sounded.
Bing, 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 bing.
It was pretty embarrassing because I heard him go, "Gotcha!" And he found out it was me. And I was like, "Oh, come on, man! You gotta give me a break."
One of our early Christmas parties, we used to do an annual one, no longer ever since the Jimmy Foot incident. However, we had a medicine cabinet and we didn't put marbles in it, but we did put a notice. And it says, "Congratulations, Snoop-a-Lot, you won a prize." And the person found it, came running up to us in the party, saying, "Look what I found!" It was hanging. Like you had to open up the medicine cabinet, and they redeemed their certificate and it was Santa Snoopy, because they were snooping. But
And
you find it, and then you have to decide, I'm going to redeem this coupon.
Right.
No, next time you need to hook up your bidet to that bad boy.
Oh my God, that would be the greatest.
Get him hosed down.
That'd be the greatest.
Then come back to the party and explain that.
You also want a different perspective that I have of you because what you doing?
Yeah, exactly.
That's the real win.
Hey, what you doing?
What you doing?
What are you in there, dude?
Floss.
Yeah, 407.
Yeah,
916.
I swear it was just floss.
Definitely floss.
He's flossing at a house party.
It was like
just
the Flossman party.
I floss at a house party.
Everyone flosses at a house
Yeah,
party.
it was spinach chip. I wasn't expecting the spinach
Show
chip.
title.
We had just had wings. Guys, you're the worst case scenario all the time.
Right.
Wings get up in your grill. It looks like you have your teeth had fingers.
I needed floss.
Why is there so much spin in the spin dip? I got all the stuff in my teeth. I need floss. And you get wings? Your chompers are holding on to wing meat?
Yeah, dude. I mean, it gets in the crack of your teeth. Everybody.
What does?
Wing meat when you eat wings.
Chicken?
You
You're
ate
talking
chicken wings today? You didn't floss?
Yeah, but I dug it out in the bathroom with my fingernails. You didn't see that. I'm not going to show you that. I go in the bathroom and with my I swash. Is that the word? Swash?
Swish.
A swishy swash.
You swish swash.
Popcorn. You need to floss.
Yeah, popcorn.
Wings, you
popcorn.
don't need to floss.
Get out of here, Jack. You
Corn.
don't make my flossing rules. Nobody makes my flossing rules.
Well, if you have such stringent flossing needs, maybe you should carry some instead of snooping through friends' medicine cabinets for it.
Yeah.
It turns out the Xanax was right behind the floss. 407
There we go.
916-1041. Text us.
Redeem this.
At 77031.
Look what I got.
I won.
Look what I found.
I won.
Do I get how many of these for free?
Two of these, I need to call the cable company.
And was
That's the only time I've ever taken Xanax in my life. I called the cable company, and I was like, "Hey, man, our cable's out." And he goes, "Well, we have an outage in the area." I go, "It's okay, dude." And I went, "We just really want to watch the show, man. We started it, and then it kind of quit, and we're not 100 on what's going on. Can you give us a hand?" "Sure, I can, Mr. Goldberg. Anything else?" "No, dude, I appreciate your help."
There's actually one more thing.
Oh, my God.
Would you be interested in swapping houses? Do you like owls?
My family ragged my ass for about 2 years over that phone call because I was like, he was very apologetic. The cable guy, the cable was out. He goes,
Cable guy.
He goes, "Sir, I am so sorry. I don't, I'm sorry for this inconvenience." And I paused and went, "It's okay, man. It's okay. It's going to be fine. Can you help us out, though? Can you get us back up and running?" And it was just very mellow, sort of making myself a little horny.
What was that medicine, and can we get you more?
I think it was called Xanax.
Yeah, what's wrong with your cable? "Well, sir, it turns out to be about 20 milligrams of Xan bars."
I'm on the Zanny
I
train.
can't see anything, but I did see a ghost child just run across my pool.
Zanny the nanny stopped by.
Exactly. All right, 407-916-1041. You can text us at 77031. Yeah, I can't believe that you guys aren't into that.
Not at all.
I mean, you'll rent a hotel room. That's a big deal. I mean, many people have slept on the bed and had sex in the bed that you're in a hotel room. And all of a sudden, it's a bad deal for you. Look, here's the thing. With the houses, at least only one couple's had sex in that bed over and over. If you stay in a hotel, multiple acts of bad have happened in those sheets. So
they've
you're
always
literally
said-
laying on top of a sex pad.
Yeah, they've said you don't want to hit your hotel bedspread with a black light.
Oh, no, you
that
don't
would
wanna
be
do
the
any of that.
worst thing you'd ever want to
Be
do.
a part of that.
But yeah, if you're willing to stay in an Airbnb, then there's no reason you wouldn't be open to staying in someone else's house.
Theoretically.
I think for many people, the issue is having people in their home.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Although someone texted us and said, no, we stayed in Nashville at an Airbnb. It was an apartment in the basement.
Okay.
But they had family pictures everywhere. It was creepy.
I'd love that. I think that's the most interesting thing. I would love to walk around and just try to figure out what's happening in this photograph. Who's mad? Who didn't get laid the night before? Why do you have that hairdo? Where'd you get that sweater?
And then they answer through the picture.
Right.
They didn't have it at Super Price.
If you're just joining us, Jim finds the Robertsons attractive.
All right, 407-916-1041, your 5 o'clock keyword. You got a few minutes left. It's credit, C-R-E-D-I-T. But we need you to load them up right now because guess what? I got tickets to go see Bob Dylan, and we're going to give them away next with trivia on The Jim Colbert Show.
We have a prize. Get on board at 407-916-1041. Jim Colbert Show Trivia is brought to you by Cento Family Moving and Storage. That's CENTO moving.com.
This is Katina Mobley. This is what's trending from iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Mercedes-Benz.
The NFL's Pro Bowl games begin tonight in Orlando. The league's brightest stars will be at UCF for the skill showdown with a flag football game Sunday. Chiefs will try to repeat as Super Bowl champs when they face the Niners next week, and DraftKings Line has KC as 2-point underdogs. And Florida's football program continues to win in the classroom. An SEC record 75 Gators made the conference's fall academic honor roll. I'm Scott Davidson.
Owning a Mercedes-Benz EV isn't just extraordinary, it's extra easy. With full remote access to your vehicle from your phone via the Mercedes Me Connect app, the vehicles are all electric. The feeling is all Mercedes. The choice is all yours. Learn more. MBUSA.com/EQ.
Are your energy costs through the roof? FAS Windows and Doors is now offering buy 3, get 1 free windows on any project. This is a plain and simple deal that homeowners can receive at the time of signing. FAS also offers 24-month financing. No money down, no payments, and no interest for 24 months with this new financing option available from FAS. For a completely free in-home consultation, call FAS Windows and Doors today or visit us online at FASWD.com. That's FASWD.com.
Make your dream of a new Pavers driveway, pool deck, beautiful patio, and artificial turf a reality with Pavers Depot. Join us at the largest Pavers showroom in Central Florida. Over 400,000 square feet in stock, including Tamron brand pavers. Pavers Depot can get your job done in just 2 weeks with a free estimate on custom installation. Visit online at paversdepot.com or call 407-839-5900. 407-839-5900. paversdepot.com.
Committing to saving for 4 years of college can be stressful for families. Not to worry. Florida Prepaid has a plan for you. The reality is, most parents don't cover all of their child's college costs. A Florida Prepaid 1-year university plan lets you start small and add a year at a time as your budget allows. With the lowest prices in 10 years, plans now start at just $34 a month and are 100% risk-free, so you can never lose your investment. Plus, any amount you save today means less debt for them tomorrow. Florida Prepaid open enrollment is now. Find your plan today.
Explore bizarre tales in the Very Special Episodes podcast hosted by Dana Schwartz and friends. Every Wednesday, they'll tackle a new stranger-than-fiction story, like NASA agents cracking down on a black market moonrock trade, a poisoned Titanic cast, and Mark Twain's pivotal bar fight. New from iHeart Podcasts.
That is every single one of these episodes. It is the fodder for you to say, I heard the craziest story on this podcast.
Listen to Very Special Episodes on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Life is too short to let allergy and sinus issues hold you back. At Aspire Allergy and Sinus, we understand the impact these challenges can have on your life. Imagine a life free from constant sneezing, itchy eyes, and sinus headaches. Our expert team provides comprehensive allergy testing and personalized treatment plans, ensuring your specific needs are addressed. Simple relief, better life. At Aspire Allergy and Sinus. Visit aspireallergy.com to schedule an appointment. aspireallergy.com and tackle your allergies head on.
Yo, it's Angel from the Monsters. You want a big green egg? For the lowest prices anywhere, you got to go to my friends, Wassie's Meat Market. They will deliver and set up your big green egg so that you are cooking before they leave. Follow Wassie's Meat Market on Instagram or go to wassiesmeatmarket.com for your big green egg today.
As most Americans suffer financially, gold just hit an all-time high.
Hi, I'm Dr. Ron Paul, and this is why you need a physical gold IRA from Birch Gold Group. To learn more, text the word SHELTER to 989898 to get your free info kit on gold IRAs. Secure your IRA or your 401k right now. Text SHELTER to 989898 to request your free info kit right now.
Are you a business owner, CEO, or responsible for marketing? If you are, iHeartMedia can help you reach your goals and find new customers. We reach more consumers in your target area than anyone else. And we can give you access to those potential customers more cost-effectively across radio, digital, podcasting, and social. We'd love to show you how iHeartMedia can work for you. From your cell, dial pound 250 and say keyword great results. That's pound 250 and say great results.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, call America's largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. If you or anyone in your family has been injured in a car accident, call us now, as the time to file a claim may be limited. Last year, more clients hired Morgan & Morgan than ever before, protecting America, fighting for you. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Cento Family Moving and Storage is Central Florida's trusted source for local and long-distance moving. From packing to delivery, Cento Moving is fully licensed and insured to provide you a seamless moving experience so you can enjoy your new home in no time. Get a quote today at centomoving.com. Forget the stress, move with the best.
Attention, our friends from Guarantee Media are giving away 4 days in Puerto Rico, Jamaica, or Mexico with hotel and airfare included for only $99 to the first 50 listeners to text MUSIC to 96551. It's only for the first 50 listeners to text MUSIC to 96551. They give you up to a year and a half to travel, but you must be one of the first 50 to text MUSIC to 96551. Grab your phone and text the word MUSIC to 96551 for your chance to get 4 days in Puerto Rico, Jamaica, or Mexico with hotel and airfare included for only $99. That's MUSIC to 96551. You heard right. Be one of the first 50 listeners to text MUSIC to 96551 and get 4 days in Puerto Rico, Jamaica, or Mexico with hotel and airfare included for only $99. But you must be one of the first 50 listeners to text MUSIC to 96551. Text the word MUSIC to 96551 for your chance to go on vacation to Puerto Rico, Jamaica, or Mexico.
Real Radio is on Threads at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show.
I have a one-up on Jim's cable story. My husband calls 911 as we have a gas leak and proceeds to tell them what we're watching on TV. We're watching Monday Night Football, and I smell gas. And I'm in the background telling them they don't care what you're watching on TV.
I don't know, though, if it's Monday Night Football.
We better get over there.
All right, 407-916-1041. Credit, by the way, is your 5 o'clock keyword, CREDIT. Go to realradio.fm and send it on for your chance of $1,000. Had a winner at 2 o'clock. So the money's out there. Go get it. Credit is your word. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
Jack is.
Hi there.
And Ross has the sauce jar.
Yeah, all aboard.
Chugga, chugga.
Choo-choo.
Clickety-clack, clickety-clack.
I have a pair of tickets. Thank you so much for clickety-clacking over all these years, Jim. I have a pair of tickets to see Bob Dylan at the Walt Disney Theater at Dr. Phillips Center, March 10th. He's a legend, one of the greatest to ever play guitar, write a song, an American music.
Yeah, he's a legend.
God to a lot of people,
he's
man.
an icon.
Tickets are on sale now. You can get them yourself, or you can call us, the Jim Colbert Show, win trivia today or tomorrow. Boom. You also got a pair that way. That is your sauce jar, which is always brought to you by
Cento Family Moving and Storage. Go local and support a family-owned and operated Orlando moving and storage company. Just make sure you mention the Jim Colbert Show, because that's going to get you a discount. Book them today at centomoving.com. That's CENTO. Moving.com. Thank you for your service all these years. Jim, back to you.
Thank you so much, Deb. I appreciate that.
I know.
Ross, who's first, buddy?
my clickety-clack hero. Let's welcome Matthew.
Matthew right there on line 4. Matt, how you doing, buddy?
Biblical.
I'm doing well. How you doing?
Doing great. Would you like to play a little game with us?
Of course.
All right, let's do it then.
Want to play a game?
All right, Matthew, this is a real easy game. Got a question here for you. 4 answers. One of those answers is untrue. It's a lie. If you can find it, I will send you off to the sauce jar and, of course, off to see the legend, Bob Dylan. Are you ready?
Oh, yeah.
Here we go. It's National Texas Day.
Oh.
That's right. Here are 3 fun facts about Texas and 1 Lone Star lie. Number 1, the oldest dinosaur fossil was found in... The oldest dinosaur fossil found in the U.S. was found in El Paso, Texas, a baby ostrich dating back 225 million years. Number 2, if Texas were a country, it would be the 39th largest in the world. Number 3, in the Native American language of Caddo, Texas translates to friends. Or lastly, Texas is the 5th largest producer of wine in the United States. Which of those is a lie?
Number 2.
No, number 2 is true, buddy. If Texas was a country, it would be the 39th largest country in the world.
Wow.
Not bad at all. Texas is big, by the way. Who's next, buddy?
Let's welcome Gloria.
Gloria right there on line 1. Gloria, how you doing?
I'm doing great.
Well, good. Well, maybe we can get you out to Bob Dylan. Which one of these about Texas is untrue? Number 1, the oldest dinosaur fossil found in the U.S. was found in El Paso, Texas, a baby ostrich dating back 225 million years. Number 2, in the Native American language of Caddo, Texas translates to friends. Or lastly, Texas is the 5th largest producer of wine in the U.S.
Number 3.
No, that's true.
Oh.
Texas is the 5th largest producer of wine in the U.S. I just learned that myself.
I would not. That's what I thought had to be the lie.
Yeah. Which one, buddy?
Let's welcome John.
John right there on line 2. John, how you doing?
All right.
All right, buddy, you got a 50-50 shot here at going to see Bob Dylan. We're talking about Texas. Which one of these is untrue? Number 1, the oldest dinosaur fossil found in the U.S. was found in El Paso, Texas, a baby ostrich dating back 225 million years. Or lastly, in the Native American language of Caddo, Texas translates into friends.
2.
No, that's true, dude. Unfortunately, that's the truth.
Good job,
For
Puzzle
sure,
Master.
buddy. Yeah,
The Puzzle Master. Let's welcome Michael P.
Michael P., how are you, buddy?
I am doing great, my friend.
You are doing great. Tell me if this is true or not in regards to Texas. The oldest dinosaur fossil found in the U.S. was found in El Paso, Texas, a baby ostrich dating back 225 million years.
That is a damn lie.
It is a damn lie, and off you go to see Bob Dylan, buddy. I'm going to put you on hold. Good job.
Oh, yeah.
By the way, the baby ostrich is the oldest fossil found in the U.S., but it was found in Arizona, not in Texas. A couple other things you may not know about Texas before we get over to Ross Thoughts. By the way, forgot to write trivia today, and I wrote it during that last break.
Well, Puzzle Master needs to procrastinate a little bit more.
I think you should do that every day.
Texas has more what than any other state in the U.S.?
Cattle.
No.
Republicans.
It may be cattle, but that's not what we're talking about.
Pickup trucks.
Tumbleweeds.
Cowboys.
What do cowboys have?
Boots. Guns.
Guns is the answer. Texas has more guns than any other state in the U.S. The holiday of Juneteenth started in Texas. Well, ironic there.
Yeah, it is.
The popular soft drink Dr. Pepper was invented in Texas. Love Dr. Pepper. The largest convenience store in the United States is in Texas.
And is it a Buc-ee's?
I don't know. You know, they didn't say the name of it because I was writing it so fast, but I assume it's a Buc-ee's.
Or a Flying J.
Isn't that where Buc-ee's started? Isn't Buc-ee's a Texas brand?
Yes.
It's got to be Buc-ee's then. And then the last is another thing that Texas has become a large producer of, like a global producer of, is lavender.
Oh,
I had no idea, but they grow a lot of lavender and export a lot of lavender out of Texas. So I don't know if they must obviously have the growing conditions at Love's, but I didn't know that anything grew out there.
I would have thought lavender, like in France, you know, those temperate climates, kind of like wine. I wouldn't have thought a wine grape would survive in Texas heat.
Yeah, me either, man. But I mean, it does. I've never even seen a Texas wine, but apparently they do a lot of it. There you go.
Learn something new every day.
All right, 407-916-1041. You can text us at 77031. We're a little ahead of schedule, though, boss.
Well, when was the last time you went to Texas? I think it's one of the weirdest drives to drive through it.
Oh,
it's like
fascinating.
It's half desert, half forest.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is Austin. I was there, a few years back? We went a couple years back to go to Austin. That's where I saw that crazy show, remember?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Austin's still one of the most fun. I mean,
So if Texas would be what, the 38th biggest country?
39th.
39th. So if they're the 39th biggest country, if they were a country, I'm curious if they're the state with the most guns. If they were a country, where would they rank on guns?
Oh, I don't know. It would be behind us.
All right.
They are thinking of seceding.
That's funny.
Well,
yeah, I saw that today.
I only asked that because there's a legit chance that Texas, if it were a country, could be the second most armed country behind the United States.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. I don't think
if it goes number of guns. I don't know. That's an easy thing to look up, but I'm just curious if that would be nuts.
Yeah.
If that was the case.
That's wild. I never even considered that. That would be kind of wild.
It's already insane that if it was a country, it would be the 39th biggest country on the planet.
That means that California has to be in front of that because I think California has more area than Texas does.
Oh, Texas is the biggest
or
continental.
more people.
Yeah. I don't know about population.
Yeah, it's got I think it has. It's the only state that has 4 cities that have over 1 million people that live in the city proper.
San Antonio, Dallas, Fort Worth, Houston.
Yep, those are the ones.
I always like to call Fort Worth FOWO, and no one really likes it.
They always call it Dallas Fort Worth because it's basically it's just 2 cities basically growing together,
kind of like Minneapolis, St. Paul.
Exactly, yeah, the Twin Cities.
One cool thing about Texas, even their gas stations be slinging out fire barbecue.
Yeah,
everything is smoked and gunned.
Yeah, the Aaron Franklin out there, I think, is considered the number 1 pit master in America. And if you go to Franklin's Barbecue, specifically to get his brisket. And that really is the telltale sign of if you know how to cook barbecue is brisket. If you have good brisket, chances are everything else in your store is going to be very good. People will wait in line. They'll get to that store at 4 o'clock in the morning when it's 30 degrees out there, and they'll sit and wait for them to open just so they can get a brisket plate. And they sell out every single day and have for years. This guy, Aaron Franklin, is a savant when it comes to cooking beef.
I actually picked up one of my life commandments from Texas at a Texas gas station. Texas gas stations or just highway gas stations, those are different than your convenience store gas station. Those highway gas stations, the ones with showers and trinkets and phone chargers for every phone ever. One of the trinkets that it sold right next to a Live, Laugh, Love and all of the corny, hokey, mass-produced stuff, one of the trinkets said, just because you're not being loved the way that you want doesn't mean that person isn't giving you their all. And I went, the hell is this doing in Texas?
What? In a convenience store.
In a convenience store.
That's funny. Is that what the bathroom key was hanging on?
Yeah. I read it once, and it just never left me, and I really have enjoyed that.
That's very cool. All right, what's coming up for thoughts?
All right, so I've been having a weird week. Went to the doctors this morning, and Jack, we're finally going to talk about it. Do you guys... There's 2 things that people get sad at in my mind. You either get sad at something, then you feel sadness, or you feel sadness and then you get angry at your sadness. Do you ever disagree with something that causes you sadness and you wish that it didn't?
Oh,
it's pretty embarrassing.
Yeah, I think.
This is a big one for the boy.
This is a big one, and I'm gonna. It's just. I hate.
Is this in conjunction with your appointment this morning?
No.
Okay.
This has been happening for about a week right now, and I'm embarrassed by how much sadness it's brought me.
All right, I cannot wait to hear what this is. We'll do that next.
Oh, Jimmy.
Your chance to win $1,000 in your hand is minutes away on Real Radio 104.1. Brought to you by Mills Air.
Still seeing slow traffic on I-4 this evening in the Orlando area, both east and westbound between World Drive and US 27 and between Sand Lake and 535. Traffic is moving well for drivers traveling on the Beach Line and the Greenway this evening. No major delays to report for those taking the 408. If you see any traffic problems, just make sure to call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Get the appliances you need right away at Lowe's. Explore the largest assortment of brands you trust in-store or online at the best values. Plus, take advantage of their everyday financing offers. Lowe's knows home improvement.
Hey, everybody, when you need a new AC, you need somebody to take good care of you, and that is my friends over at Mills Air. These guys have been doing it for 30-plus years. Let them use that experience to make sure your AC never quits on you. And look, everybody has seen this roller coaster ride that we've had with weather, 85 one day, 71 the next, and it's going to be in the 50s next week again. Your AC needs to be able to handle that. Mills Air can make sure that happens. Like I said, 30-plus years of experience. Their techs are awesome people. They know these brands inside and out. And don't worry, they're going to take good care of you. They happen to be Carrier factory authorized dealers, which means this. If your AC does quit on you and you do need a new unit, how about $1,275 in possible rebates towards that brand new Carrier unit? You can always turn to the experts at Carrier and certainly turn to family-owned and operated Mills Air. Call today and schedule your appointment. 407-277-1159. Online, millsair.com.
Real Radio wants to provide the assist on your holiday bills by putting $1,000 in your hand. $1,000 13 times a day. You know the drill. Just listen for the keyword to win $1,000 each hour weekdays from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Then take that keyword and enter it on our website, realradio.fm. Whether you do that on your phone or your computer, we don't care. What we do care about is that you answer the phone from a number that will probably say no caller ID when they call back the winner, because that's how you get $1,000 in your hand. This contest sponsored locally by Mills Air.
Mills Air, been in business since 1992. That's over 30 years. Carrier factory authorized dealer. Rebates up to $1,275 for brand new Carrier units. Turn to the experts. Carrier. And you can always turn to the experts at millsair.com.
A Fifth Third Better means we put in 166.7%.
What does that mean?
Well, at Fifth Third Bank, our name equals 166.7%. So that's how hard we work. That means free checking, no hidden fees, and helping to protect your identity.
Explain it in baseball terms?
It's a home run.
Basketball terms?
It's a slam dunk.
Football.
Touchdown.
Highlight?
Buzzball.
Cricket.
Golden duck.
Wow, guess that really is a Fifth Third Better.
That's what a Fifth Third Better means. This is banking a Fifth Third Better. Fifth Third Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
Take your Valentine's experience to a whole new level this year with jewelry, flowers, candy, dinner, and a flyaway romantic getaway. All courtesy of International Diamond Center. Nothing says I love you like romantic jewelry from IDC. From a simple pendant to an exquisite designer ring, we've got a fantastic selection of affordable, timeless gifts. And this year, with any jewelry purchase at IDC of $129 or more, we're giving you some long stem roses, some delicious chocolates, and a gift card for dinner from Vito's or Fishbones. It's one-stop shopping for all things romantic. And if you really want to take it up a notch, we're also giving away island getaways. Just spend $5,000 on jewelry and you'll get a $500 airfare credit for a Caribbean vacation. Spend $10,000 on our jewelry and get 3 nights including airfare at a tropical resort. On us. Make this Valentine's one to remember. Let IDC help you with your jewelry, flowers, chocolates, dinner, and a romantic vacation. We've got it all. Happy Valentine's from International Diamond Center. 4 Orlando locations. Restrictions apply. See store for details.
Let me tell you a story. I had a client who got injured. He only asked for the insurance company to cover his rent for 3 months. They said no. We ended up getting him $325,000. Just call Mo. Mo Do It. Orlando's injury attorneys. Prospective client may not obtain the same or similar results.
We all make resolutions this time of year. And let's face it, most of them won't stick. But here's one that's not only easy to keep, but will help you feel healthier all year long. Navage. Navage provides quick, drug-free nasal relief by washing saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out of the other nostril. This time of year, when everyone is sick, Navage helps by sucking out germs, bacteria, and viruses trapped in our noses that cause us to feel miserable. And come allergy season, it does the same with dust, pollen, and other allergens. And unlike medications that can take time to help, if they're effective at all, Navage helps treat congestion symptoms in seconds flat, without drugs. This New Year's, resolve to use drug-free Navage to help you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier all year long. Ask for Navage at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, or find us online at Navage.com. Navage. N-A-V-A-G-E. Clean nose. Healthy life.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you deserve better. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, CASH. C-A-S-H. Cash. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm and answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. Cash is your 6 o'clock keyword. That is as fresh as it gets from us.
Freshy.
30 seconds into it. Cash, C-A-S-H. Go to realradio.fm and send that off for your chance at $1,000. Had a winner today at 2 o'clock with the News Junkie, looking to add one for the Jim Colbert Show before we get out of here today. C-A-S-H. Go to realradio.fm and send away cash for your chance at $1,000. Welcome back. I'm Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
Jack is here.
Hi there.
And Ross has some thoughts. Let's get them.
It's weird.
Feelings.
It's funny.
Everyone has them.
Sometimes. It's Ross. Spelled like sauce. It's Ross Thoughts.
Actually, I'll back that statement up. I don't think everybody has feelings. I think an entire Showtime show about a serial killer about not having feelings.
No, Barry?
Yeah, no, I mean, that's one of them as well, but I was thinking Dexter. Correction, there's been multiple shows about people who don't have the ability to have feelings. But unfortunately, like, I've talked to Jack on so many breaks about I hate knowing that I'm smart enough to be aware of the wiring, but I'm dumb enough to not be able to prevent it. So shout out to the higher power for that. What a blessed curse to be able to think that. You look confused.
Yeah, I'm not 100 on what you're talking about.
Because in his head, he knows he shouldn't feel that way, but in his heart, he feels that way.
Oh, okay, I got you.
And it's really hard to disagree with your feelings, and it's this weird clash that I honestly have about a lot of things. Is that, all right, this makes me mad, but then I disagree with getting mad here. That doesn't prevent anger from happening.
Judging your feelings just adds another layer of crap.
Yeah, I guess so. It becomes a tiramisu of confusion and negativity.
Ooh, I like that.
All right? I've never said I like that. I might get that tatted.
Tiramisu.
I don't like tiramisu or feelings.
Okay. So
I like them both.
So what I'm trying to say is that, like, I just recently found out news. When I first found it out, I went, man, that's a bummer. And then I went on 2 hours later, and then it popped back up into my mind. And I went, man, that sucks. And then the next day, usually I sleep on it, and it's gone. Next day, probably the very first thought that I had when I woke up, thinking, did that actually happen? I looked it up. Now it's real. It's happening. This has now been going on for a week, where I have thought more than a week, about a week, that I have been lamenting to Jack about something that is ridiculous, and it shouldn't have this amount of passion and emotion from me. Because it's sports related.
Oh, okay.
My favorite soccer team is losing my very favorite coach, and I'm so angry at myself that it makes me this sad, Jim. Please give me some of your apathy. I yearn not to feel.
You see that look when you ask for apathy?
He gave me apathy, which is a conundrum, a paradox.
Okay. So
you ask for apathy and he gives it to you, and then you can't tell. That's on me.
So you're sad that you're mad that a soccer coach is leaving the team, your team. Like, in other words, it'd be like if the coach for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, if I was that big of a fan, left, I would get sad about it, and then I would be angry at how sad I was that a coach left the team that I really have nothing to do with. It's in another country altogether.
It's a cycle that fuels itself. I'm sad because I'm mad, and I'm mad because I'm sad.
Yeah.
And it's not. And don't compare Jurgen Klopp to a Tampa Bay Buccaneer coach.
What do you mean? What is a Jurgen Klopp? That's a person?
That is a
Sounds
person.
like a German dietary problem.
That
does, doesn't it?
I'll be honest with you.
Sounds like a long jump move.
So Jurgen Klopp is a German soccer coach. Don't touch the dial. It's not about soccer.
Okay.
It's about.
So he's the coach of Liverpool.
He's the coach of my favorite team, Liverpool.
Was the coach of Liverpool.
And he still is, but he has announced that this will be his final season.
But, I mean, he's leaving on his own recognizance. Why would that make you angry? I mean, he's leaving. I mean, they're not firing him because he was terrible.
This is where it gets awkward. I don't think I have felt this way about somebody that I would never meet in my entire life. This is I've had like 2 celebrities resonate with 3. I'll go Bowie, Conan, and Jurgen Klopp. I've never liked a celebrity more. This is worse than when Daft Punk broke up. This is
really,
and I can't get it out of my head. After every time we cut to a break, ask Jack. The first thing that he hears is Jurgen Klopp. No.
What? So why is he leaving? And how long has he been with him? By the way,
he's been there for 9 years. He's wrapping up. To quote him, he said he's running out of energy.
Right. Okay. So he just doesn't feel he's effective anymore.
No, he's super effective.
Look, there's
the best team in the world. They're top of the league right now.
Look, there's another big one of these that I bet a lot of people are dealing with today already. Right? Wasn't it announced today that Hamilton is leaving Mercedes and to go drive for Ferrari?
Yeah, and it's
just a big deal for some people.
And it's Matt. This is like ruining me. So I'm curious. And texting service, please let me know what's the saddest sports has ever given you. What's the worst? Because this really feels like I'm losing an uncle or a father figure.
More than a single game loss, like more than any Detroit Lion fan feels after that San Fran game. I mean, more than that,
I can give you one that really resonates with me. This is local. This is right.
You?
Well, this didn't break me because I don't let sports get that deep with me. I will tell you, I've been legitimately angry at how quickly some of the coaches from UCF have left. You know, they come in, they have a great season, then they kind of go off to another team that's got a little bit more to offer in a different conference with a bigger name. That pisses me off. Now, I don't have a connection with them. It just sucks that the school and the students have to go through that constant change of that. I mean, that's the closest I can get to. I don't really, I don't have that thing.
I mean,
Jack probably does with the Yankees.
2001 November. This was, we all remember 2001, the tower attacks, and they actually stopped baseball for a week. And then they resumed, and that actually pushed the World Series back into November. The Yankees reached the World Series and were playing the Arizona Diamondbacks. This gave an unbelievable moment on the clocks after 12 o'clock, Derek Jeter hitting a walk-off home run, dubbing him Mr. November. The Yankees were down and came back to force a Game 7. The team from New York, after the tragedy in New York, you figure it was destined.
It's
script writers.
This is already in the heavens.
This is beyond.
Yeah. This is on a column somewhere in Greek we haven't found yet.
The Yankees in Game 7 with a one-run lead with the best closer in the game, Hall of Famer Mariano Rivera on the mound. You don't ask for anything more.
There is an angel in heaven chiseling the Yankee name onto the trophy.
It's 2001.
Sitting in my living room watching it on that 27-inch TV at the time because
had to get so close.
It was 2001.
Yeah. And this texting service is making me feel so much better as they throw down these very specific moments. Like, it's really weird for me to be upset, but I am about to lose an individual who has brought me so much joy in the last 9 years of my weekends and watching that team perform the way that they do under his tutelage, and just to know that it's going to be gone and that we're running out of time and I'm going to be a mess for the next couple of months.
They'll find somebody new.
God, I'm dead serious, dude. It's bad.
They'll find somebody new. You know who probably deals with this more than anybody is wrestling fans.
Oh,
like those
God,
guys come
I feel
and go.
for them.
These guys come and go like left and right. They get injured and they just disappear. They dedicate their entire life to The Rock. Then he goes off and makes movies.
Here's something to be upset about is you are losing his final season, the full enjoyment of it, because you're dwelling on him leaving after the season. You have to stay in the moment.
But it's emotions. That's why I pointed out.
Don't you dare. Don't you dare do this on my... Don't.
I can't prevent them.
You can prevent them.
I miss him already.
Okay.
He hasn't left yet.
Like, Jim, I'm trying to communicate how much affection I have towards this guy.
And I'm fighting it.
And it's uncomfortable.
I am fighting it. It is uncomfortable. I do not understand this. Do you understand this?
A little bit.
Yeah, I can understand like a band.
There
like
she is.
When the police broke up. Obviously, that made you sad, right? When the police broke up?
Now, by the time that happened, it was so expected.
Yeah, right. Okay, good.
But still,
you
had no sadness over that?
Not really.
Yeah. See, I'm going to tell you, like, if two were to break up, I would be upset about that. You know, I would be upset about that. When Van Halen broke up in 1984, I was sad about it. I mean, it didn't break me up, but I mean, it was sad because I liked them so much. They meant so much to me.
But it's like knowing that, imagine if Van Halen, when they broke up, they were like, no, we're going to still be Van Halen, and we're just probably not going to be as much fun.
Yeah, well, Van Hagar.
because that's what...
How do you know that? You know what you're doing? This is really a psychological tell of your personality, because you're already assuming the worst. You don't know that the guy that comes in isn't going to be way better, and Liverpool could be more dominant. What are you going to do then? You're going to cry for your Jurgen?
Meanwhile, he just pointed out that his team is at the top. They are having an unbelievable season, and he's not even enjoying it. So what's the point of it all?
It's just, I can't imagine it getting better, because this is the best it's ever been.
Would you rather be 1-10 with Jurgen or 9-1 with somebody else?
Honestly,
don't say that. That's stupid. It is stupid. You're not a real fan of the team then.
No, it's because I believe in Jurgen to turn it around.
Get out of here,
and
man.
I know that he can because he just did.
This is sick.
He was essentially, for the sake of the argument.
I can't look at you, man.
He was 1-10 last year, and everyone still had his back because we love that guy.
I cannot do it. I can't look at you.
I'm getting a lot of Shaq texts.
Shaq was bad for us.
That's a big one.
Dan Marino. Just that whole being exited in 1999, never won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, Barry Sanders just quit.
I was at his last game, Dan Marino's last game, when he got shellacked by the Jaguars. It was great.
Was it really?
Yeah.
I mean, I do not like Tom Brady, but there's been a lot of Tom Brady texts. And if you are a Patriots fan and you saw him leave, you must have been gutted for a month.
Yeah, sure. I mean,
I still, in my feed, when that Derek Jeter farewell comes up, that'll put me to tears.
And also, we're getting more, a lot of Liverpool fan texts going, Jim doesn't understand. I'm gutted. I'm crushed. Someone thought that a family member had passed away, but no, it was just their husband finding out that Jurgen Klopp is leaving this soccer team.
It belted out a loud cry in the shower on Friday, Jimmy.
Did they?
Yeah, she says that their household is also mourning.
Wow, really?
Just like Ross.
I've never seen a more likable celebrity. I've never seen a more likable entity in the world of sports. It's the worst.
What did he do before this?
He's been a soccer coach, but just watch any interview with him. He's funny. He's charming. He's got great teeth. Adopt me, please. Stay. Just keep coaching the damn team.
Someone texted, I'm a Liverpool fan. This is more heartbreaking than anyone realizes.
Really? God almighty, man. Really? I don't know anything about this guy or the team or anything. I could not be more clueless.
I just have never seen a city or even the whole league is saddened. The whole country of England is kind of bummed out because he was just so entertaining and he brought so much.
Can you relate him to an NFL coach? Can you? Who would be the closest to him as an NFL coach? That guy from the Dolphins?
But
he's only been around for a short period of time.
Yeah,
though.
I would say that would be the first thing, but imagine not young and instead of swag, you replaced like swag with wisdom and great poll quotes that make you want to run through a wall. Legit, I've watched Jurgen Klopp interviews before the show starts, so I get ramped up.
Wow, man. Is it Klopp?
Yeah.
2 P's?
I believe so.
Okay.
Kloppo.
W-E-R or I-R?
J-U-R-G-E-N.
Way off.
Yeah, but regardless, I mean, now I feel bad for, I've never felt bad or empathized with Alabama fans, but knowing that you just lost Saban.
Oh, yeah.
And just the dynasty. Everyone knows how big that was. It wasn't necessarily the players that were making the biggest impact. It's always been Saban. At least in my opinion.
And Harbaugh just leaving Michigan to go to San Diego.
I feel for sports fans. I understand. I empathize with the community more.
I have a better grasp on it now.
But nonetheless, those are your Ross thoughts. Please stay coaching. I'm out, Pete.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Your 6 o'clock keyword is cash, C-A-S-H. Go to realradio.fm and send that away for your shot at $1,000. Back in a sec with a story about a 71-year-old woman that is unsettling. And I want to know if you've dealt with any of this. We'll do that next.
Real radio is Real Music Weekends. Real Music Weekends. This weekend on Real Radio 104.1.
Still seeing slow traffic on I-4 this evening in the Orlando area, both east and westbound between World Drive and US 27, and between Sand Lake and 535. Traffic is moving well for drivers traveling on the Beach Line and the Greenway this evening. No major delays to report for those taking the 408. If you see any traffic problems, just make sure to call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Get the appliances you need right away at Lowe's. Explore the largest assortment of brands you trust in-store or online at the best values. Plus, take advantage of their everyday financing offers. Lowe's knows home improvement, subject to credit approval.
Make your dream of a new paver's driveway, pool deck, beautiful patio, and artificial turf a reality with Pavers Depot. Join us at the largest pavers showroom in Central Florida. Over 400,000 square feet in stock, including Temron brand pavers. Pavers Depot can get your job done in just 2 weeks with a free estimate on custom installation. Visit online at paversdepot.com or call 407-839-5900. 407-839-5900. paversdepot.com.
It's the U.S. Olympic Marathon Trials this Saturday at 8 a.m. Join us in downtown Orlando at the Dr. Phillips Center for the ultimate free Fan Fest experience. Enjoy food trucks, live music, and vendors, and see the runners as they race towards their Olympic dreams from 4 different fan zones downtown. Experience the thrill of the U.S. Olympic Marathon Trials this Saturday, 8 a.m. Join us decked out in red, white, and blue for a day of inspiration and unforgettable memories. Visit Orlando2024trials.com. Presented by Visit Orlando.
You don't need a resolution to lose weight. You need a solution. And that's Red Mountain Weight Loss. Red Mountain Weight Loss has full-strength semaglutide in their newest medication called Revelex. It's specifically formulated to provide full-strength semaglutide in a daily tablet. With Revelex, you'll lose up to 15 pounds a month. And it's not a shot, so you can skip the weekly trips to a doctor's office. But here's the best part. Revelex costs about half of what you'll pay for other semaglutide medications like Ozempic. That's right, I said half the price. Plus, Red Mountain includes medically supervised meal plans and free lifetime maintenance to help you keep the weight off. So why go anywhere else? At Red Mountain, you get no shots, just results for half the price. Trust the leader in medical weight loss. Red Mountain Weight Loss has helped millions of people lose weight safely, and they can help you too. Go to redmountainweightloss.com. That's redmountainweightloss.com.
Every parent wants their child to find happiness in whatever path they choose. Florida Prepaid has a plan to help you support them by affordably and confidently saving for college. Our 529 prepaid plans start at just $34 a month, and you have peace of mind knowing that when you lock in 2024 prepaid plan prices, your payment will never go up. It's inflation-proof and further proof that it's the best way to ensure the brightest future. Florida Prepaid Open Enrollment is now. Find your plan today.
The Kenny Wayne Shepherd Band, Turn On My Diamonds Tour, February 6th, Hard Rock Live, Orlando. With special guest Eric Gales. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster. Don't miss the Kenny Wayne Shepherd Band.
Your neighborhood Tools Ace Hardware has everything you need to get ready for spring. Now through February 29th, get the best prices on made-for-Florida Sunnyland fertilizers, Miracle Grow soils, Roundup weed and grass killers, yard tools, and more. Cypress mulch is 4 for $10 all month long. And don't forget to bring in your steel outdoor power equipment to one of Tools Ace Hardware's 10 service centers for a spring tune-up. Tools Ace Hardware has 12 convenient locations in Central Florida, or you can shop online at acehardware.com for free in-store delivery or pickup. And be sure to look for our brand new Tools Ace Hardware store coming to Hamlin soon. Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
New South is Florida's factory direct window company. We manufacture, install, and guarantee your windows for life. One company, one call. Our windows blend energy performance with hurricane protection. New South Window, home of your ultimate Florida window.
Buy more, save more. Visit newsouthwindow.com.
We all make resolutions this time of year, and let's face it, most of them won't stick. But here's one that's not only easy to keep, but will help you feel healthier all year long. Navage. Navage provides quick, drug-free nasal relief by washing saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out of the other nostril. This time of year, when everyone is sick, Navage helps by sucking out germs, bacteria, and viruses trapped in our noses that cause us to feel miserable. And come allergy season, it does the same with dust, pollen, and other allergens. And unlike medications that can take time to help, if they're effective at all, Navage helps treat congestion symptoms in seconds flat, without drugs. This New Year's, resolve to use drug-free Navage to help you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier all year long. Ask for Navage at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, or find us online at Navage.com. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E. Clean nose, healthy life.
My name is Chris Moody, host of the new podcast, Finding Matt Drudge. I'll be taking you on a journey to find the mysterious media mogul Matt Drudge, founder of The Drudge Report. Along the way, I'll talk to people who have worked with him, dined with him, and fought with him, taking listeners into private conversations, all in an attempt to get a better understanding of who Drudge is and what motivates him. Hopefully, he'll even sit down with us. Listen to Finding Matt Drudge on the iHeartRadio app, or wherever you get your podcasts.
This hour of programming is brought to you by My Home Builders Network. Need a new roof? Then you need Mike and his team at hbnusa.com.
Now back to the Jim Colbert Show.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. That's how you call us. That's how you text us. Your 6 o'clock keyword is cash, C-A-S-H. Go to realradio.fm. Send an offer. Your chance at $1,000. Had a 2 o'clock winner with our friends, the News Junkie. Let's keep that money coming.
Yeah,
Cash.
we want you to get some cash.
I'm Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
And Jack.
Yeah.
And Ross as well.
Reading all these heartbreaking sports stories,
oh, man.
all these events.
He's only like falling deeper into the spiral. I'm like, take it off. You got a new car.
Yeah, there are a lot of people talking about this Jurgen Klopp guy. Girls are saying he was a good-looking guy.
Jurgen. Also, that was another thing, too. My wife finds him, like, stupid attractive.
Really? Let me go look at this cat.
I mean, I've seen the evolution of his teeth. I'm so invested in this man's life. Ken Griffey Jr. getting traded, was that?
I mean, it wasn't a big deal for me. I mean, yeah, I don't know. He was a Mariner. I mean, I didn't. It was Pacific Northwest. This guy looks like Negan from
a little bit
from Walking Dead. A little bit.
A little bit.
Oh yeah, he's a manly kind of man.
Oh yeah, man. He is.
He's, yeah, look.
Is
right?
he good
Look at those blue eyes and that silver beard.
He's good looking, dude. All right.
Yeah, my wife loves him, so she actually watches the games. I think just for shots of him.
That's for the bank.
That's for the bank?
For the bank.
You'll slide it in the bank?
Oh, slide it in the bank for later.
Let's see what... Oh, his wife is...
You okay there,
fine.
bud?
Yeah, she's cute.
I love that man.
All right, well, good. Well, I mean, you love him. And there are a lot of people that were broken about. You know, I forget the power sports. I probably should give it more credit than that. I just don't get that connected to it. I kind of understand, you know.
Well,
I mean, I will tell you the one thing that is weird. It's weird to know that Tiger Woods' playing days are over.
Wild, right?
That's
a perfect example.
That's an odd one for me because I watched his entire career from the first tournament he played until the last real competitive tournament where he just won the major here recently. But I've watched most of his golf career, and it's just weird to know that his career is over.
You want to hear something that's going to hurt? You said recently. I think that was 2019. Didn't he win the Masters 2019?
Something like that.
That was 5 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, even worse. I mean, you see him now. He's got that old thick neck, that old dude neck.
Yeah, it's just so weird. This was also a new thing for me in the last couple of years is being the same age as the older athletes.
Yeah, the older players.
Yeah, so
the guys are at the end of their soccer career.
You know, like there's a handful of athletes that are my age and they're still playing. And same thing with Tigers that I grew up like when they were 21, I was 21.
Right.
And we lived life not ever knowing who we are, of course, but I've been watching them as a fan. And
how old was Kaká when he came to America?
I want to say 32, 33.
In his early mid-30s, right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So I think 32, 33. He also had some injuries and one of his big strengths was speed. And I don't know, but man, one of the best touches. Yeah,
we're not counting death. Somebody was just talking about the Kobe thing.
That was the biggest celebrity death of my lifetime.
That was yours?
Yeah, I I'll never forget my jaw dropping that fast.
My wife was at the Grammys that night, or the ACMs, or whatever it was, whatever music awards they were having that night. I want to say it was the Grammys was that night at the Staples Center. And
didn't they have to be escorted out?
Yeah, he died that night, and because they were having the Grammys, and that was Kobe's house, they had to be escorted out there. She was there with Gloria, so they had to be kind of taken out of there because people were not cool about it. They didn't think that anybody should be in or around that building on that day because Kobe had passed, and that was his house. But that was a weird one because he died rather than just kind of left. Like, I think had he left the Lakers, you can't say it's worse, obviously, because but he was at the end of his career.
Yeah, and it's a lot of fans get gutted whenever you see, like, it's going to be weird if Paulo plays 8 years here in the Magic and we see him in a different jersey.
Right, yeah, that is going to be odd.
And it's going to make us, oh, man.
Yeah.
Damn.
It is kind of odd how we get caught up in those. Look, you could even say this about stores that have closed, that you become really kind of accustomed to going to, just different stores that aren't around anymore. It's just kind of weird how that is.
Yeah, Shopko's closing in Green Bay.
What is?
Shopko.
Are they really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
That sounds like a Wisconsin
store.
Doesn't it?
Shopko.
Oh, yeah. Shopko. Yeah, that's where I got my first K-Tel.
Shopko. Don't you know?
Yeah, you remember K-Tel.
Yeah,
That's where I got my first K-Tel.
All right, 407-916. 1041, a 71-year-old woman is facing charges after she allegedly tried to kill her husband.
Whoa,
yeah, I like
not
this
cool,
story.
lady.
According to the arrest report from North Miami Beach Police, Bertha Yalter, no relation to Jurgen Klopp, and her husband were in a dispute.
Yeah, she effed him up.
I'll tell you why in a second. Police responded to the home shortly after 4 p.m. So this happened in the afternoon on a Sunday, when the argument turned physical. She attempted to smother her husband with a pillow and bit and physically battered him. The husband was extremely fragile and had serious bruises and open cuts on his arms and his stomach.
And open bite wounds as well.
The bite marks were also bleeding. What do you think that he did to enrage her so much?
Ooh. I know the story, so I can't.
What do you think happened that enraged this 71-year-old woman so much that she would abuse her husband of many, many years?
Left the toilet seat up.
52 years they were married. 52 years this couple was married. And she basically tried to kill his ass.
Didn't believe in recycling. Sorry, that's my marriage.
No. No, that's not it. 2 more guesses. What do you think she did? What do you think he did?
You heard him say toilet seat?
Yeah, that's not it.
Okay.
That didn't count as another guess, though.
And let me tell you,
Thank you.
I'll tell you something even crazier. He actually did nothing. But there is a reason she did this. Here it is.
Okay.
He received a postcard from an ex-girlfriend from 60 years ago. That's all it was. He received a postcard in the mail from a girlfriend that he had 60 years ago. And she got so incensed by this that she tried to kill her husband of 52 years. And you should see this hag. She looks like she lives in a lighthouse.
Yeah, one of those. About to toss out a poison apple.
Let me hit you.
Oh.
Look at
that. Man. Like she chose the wrong Holy Grail.
Yeah, she looks like a Scooby-Doo bad guy. Yeah. Like you'd be running through a cornfield.
I love making fun of people and how they look when they're bad people.
Oh, yeah.
It gives us the green light, you know?
She's lucky anybody married her, much less stayed with her for 52 years.
I'm just happy that she got off, Mordor.
She's facing several charges: attempted murder in the second degree, aggravated battery on a person 65 years or older, and then tampering with the victim. Yeah, that's trouble, man. 60 years ago, some girl just sends a postcard out of nowhere, like, "How you doing, player? This is me in Miami." Wife finds it and literally almost beats him to death and tries to kill him.
Bites him.
She's 71 years old.
She's still got some pep.
I'm not a jealous person like that. Like, I'm not jealous. Or do you guys have that jealousy thing? Have you ever been with anybody that has that weird jealousy thing? My wife has a little bit of that.
I
don't think the smothering side of it, but my wife has a little of this jealousy thing.
I think she's got a little bit of the smothering thing, too.
Yeah, she may have the smothering thing, too.
Yeah, I pick up a little bit of the smothering.
But yeah, she definitely has a little bit of the get mad thing.
I had you know what's funny is that I feel like there's a little bit of a balance when it comes to jealousy, because I have been in a relationship where the jealousy thing was a thing, and it was annoying, and honestly a large part of the demise of that whole relationship. Because I was like, this is so stupid. I can't even do anything. Whatever.
Right. She was just really jealous of everything that every woman that looked at you.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, there's going to be women in the audiences when I'm doing stand-up.
Exactly right.
It's going to happen.
Right.
But I will say, sometimes, maybe she's listening. Hopefully you are. Sometimes I wish my wife was a little bit more, not jealous, but just like, what are you doing? And I would love to be able to answer. Still loving you.
I have to tell you, I think my wife probably feels the same way, because I really don't have that bone. I don't really roll like that. My whole thing is this, right? So you do your very best to keep your spouse entertained and loved and taken care of and maintained and all of the things, right? You do everything possible to keep your spouse as happy as possible, right? And I think I do a pretty good job at that. So in my world, if my wife broke off and had something like that happen, I don't think I'd be jealous. I think I would just be like, hey, man, maybe I just didn't do a good enough job. And, maybe I didn't do a good enough job. Yes, I mean, I don't really look at the jealousy thing like that. I don't get it. Like, if people, like, my wife gets looked at all the time. She gets attention from dudes all the time. When she does these conventions for her work where she flies off and stays for 2 or 3 or 4 days, she's like, I'm like, how many people hit on you today? And she just kind of laughs about it. It's like a common thing. So I can't get jealous. I would live my life jealous.
My wife and I just talk about how other people are attractive.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
We don't really do that.
And that's what I mean. Like,
I ask my wife sometimes, is he good looking?
I could look at my wife, and I've asked, do you find him attractive? But I've also looked at my wife and been like, that girl is so pretty. And she, instead of going, what are you doing? Which is kind of something that I don't want, but also kind of something that I wouldn't mind. Right. And she goes, oh, yeah, she's hot.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, wait.
You're supposed to be upset.
Aren't you worried that I might? No? Okay, no. You're right. I'm not going anywhere.
I'm not worried about her doing it.
Yeah.
That's really the worry. I was like, no, it's fine, buddy.
Just wants every bit of blue moon.
Does Chris have any of that?
Yeah.
Does he?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Do you like it?
Yeah, I don't mind it.
Really?
Until I have to worry about physically removing him from the premises before he throws a punch.
Right. Do you get that way?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, are you?
I'll cut
You're very
a bitch.
protective? Yeah. Okay, good.
I mean, not protective, but, and I'm not overboard. But
it's a respect issue, right? Like, if they know and then they
and then they roll up on me, yeah.
Not overboard. I'll cut a bitch.
Jack, you have this?
Nope. And my wife will, she'll even point out women sometimes. She'll go, talent, 2:00.
Oh, really? I like that.
Right? And then your response is like, thanks, that's awesome.
My wife does not have the talent at 2:00.
Because you know that your wives have spotted the women you're going to look at before you've noticed them.
Oh, look.
Okay, good. A lot of guys are like, no way, really? And it's like, we've already spotted them. And then we watch you, then we wait.
My wife does that. My God, we were on a cruise ship.
And then we wait.
Listen, the last cruise we were on, we went to this certain area where I could have a cigar. We're just going to have a beer or whatever. And this girl who was obviously stacked and really, really good looking comes walking down these stairs from the one deck to the next deck. And it's almost like a grand entrance, like a damn
Of course
80s,
it is.
almost like an 80s movie, right? And I'm sitting there smoking my
She knew
cigar.
what she was doing.
I'm sitting there smoking a cigar. She sees her before I see her, right? The minute she sees her, what do you think she does?
Looks at you.
She starts staring right at me.
Yeah.
To see if I'm going to check her out. And I'm sitting there going, oh, no. You're not getting me like that. Puff, puff, puff. She bends down to do one thing. Look, come back.
That's how you pull a neck.
That's how you pull a neck. But I mean, the first thing, anytime a good-looking woman, whether we're at the Dr. Phillips Center in the movie, anytime a good-looking woman walks in the place, immediately my wife stares straight into my face to see if I'm going to make eye contact or look at her.
Now, Deb, have you done that?
Done what?
Like talent 2:00.
Well, just not necessarily just
No.
that, but like you see an attractive woman, like that same thing, and I wonder vice versa.
We're hardwired for that. No, I don't know if you guys are that cognizant when you walk in that to check out hot dudes and see, oh yeah, my wife is gonna.
Well,
notice that.
my question is, do you still recognize a hot dude out in the wild? And still, I mean,
not in Chris's presence.
All right.
I mean, you see him, you just don't make any comment.
Right, exactly. And I
Yeah.
don't look at him. Just like he has the same.
Yeah, sure.
But, I was married to someone who would literally have a conversation with me while he was staring at other women.
Oh, no, that's disrespectful as hell. You can't do that.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I
You gotta wait till they go to the
have
bathroom.
a bad history with that. You have to what?
Yeah, to go to the bathroom. Then you can stare. No, I'll ask my wife if somebody's good looking because I don't know. And I got my ass busted for this. I said this on the Monsters one time when I was working there. And I said, I don't know what a good looking. I mean, I have an idea of like I know John Hamm is a good looking guy. Right?
Yeah.
I know the Hemsworth guys are good looking dudes, right? That's pretty everybody knows Brad Pitt's a good looking guy.
Klopp can be added to that list now.
Yeah, you're right. Kloppo.
The stereotypical good looking guys where it's kind of understood. Everybody looks at that guy and you go, okay, that's that's a handsome gentleman, right? But like there are some that they're on the cusp. I'll go like, hey, is he good looking? My wife will be like, yeah, he's cute, or yeah, no, I'm not into it, or whatever. And then I always guess, how could you answer any of that? Because I got a mirror.
Mm-hmm.
Because she will say, no, he's not good looking. I'm like, well, a lot of people think this guy's good looking. And then you're with me, so it's weird.
Yeah. So you're going to tell me you don't find Orlando Bloom attractive, but I'm killing it?
But I'm crushing it?
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just dependable.
And then you hear that tone of voice. Deb, you ever dropped this tone of voice where it's like, oh, no, you're fine. No, you're way more attractive than Orlando Bloom.
No.
Oh, man. It's the same voice.
It's just smart to not. Sometimes you just have to know what conversations to not have.
Yeah. And Orlando Bloom's got that other thing, too,
Yeah, can you imagine sitting on the couch going, hey, honey, did you hear?
Right, he's got that paddle.
Let me show you on TikTok.
Orlando Boom.
I feel like Orlando Broom.
If you're the woman, Orlando Doom.
Yeah, no doubt.
But I feel like every place of employment, word gets out about the one employee who is rocking. Every
who's
job.
Good looking or
no, who's hogging it up? Who's going down to the hog buffet?
Do you know who in this building?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. I don't know anybody that
I've
has.
got guesses.
There are no rumors like that. There was. Can I tell you? In all the years I've worked in this building, there's never been a rumor like that.
No.
Not one time.
Really?
Have I been able to walk? Huh?
Even after one of your Hito trips?
No. Not one person had ever said that somebody was packing like that. Even after we, it just never was a conversation.
See, every place I've worked, I don't know, man. Word gets out. You hear about Jacob? You hear about his ladder?
Yeah.
Like it's a thing.
Hear about Phil and promotions? Oh, God. He's feeling it all right.
Like, I remember, man, there is this, I'll first name it. His name was Joe. And I hope to God he's listening. Dude, everybody knows. Everybody knew.
I think in high school that was a thing. Like, you knew in high school who was packing. There was this kid named Mike in high school.
Isn't that weird?
And he was this really good-looking thin guy. And apparently, he straight up Red Bull can. I mean, it was,
16 ounce.
Yeah. And then you just start looking at the girls he's dating. After hearing those stories, you're like, my God, is she an alien?
Yeah, this checks out.
Yeah. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Got a few minutes left for your 6 o'clock keyword. It's cash. CASH. Go to realradio.fm and send that away for your chance at $1,000. Let's do last call, guys. Load them up. We have all lines open. Little callback, little joke. Make us laugh. It's your turn to do the show. 407-916-1041. Grab one of those lines now. We'll do last call right after this.
Got something to say? Call now. 407-916-1041. Last call. Sponsored by Life Imaging FLA. Now open. Call pound 250 keyword free heart scan.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team Meteorologist Ian Cassette with your Central Florida forecast. For this evening, quiet and cool conditions with increasing clouds expected into tonight. We'll see a low around 50 degrees with clouds early on Friday, but more sunshine expected into the afternoon with a high of 72 degrees and a light west wind. Going into this weekend, Saturday, lots of sunshine, a high of 73 degrees and quiet weather, but Sunday, chance of showers and storms expect to continue into the afternoon. For the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Ian Cassette.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Get the appliances you need right away at Lowe's. Explore the largest assortment of brands you trust in-store or online at the best values. Plus, take advantage of their everyday financing offers. Lowe's knows home improvement, subject to credit approval.
Inflation is running high. Nobody knows when it's going to level out. Buy your windows and doors at FAS Windows and Doors and lock in your price. They have the largest window and door showroom in all of Central Florida, 38 unique windows on display, ready for you to operate, and they're all built with impact-resistant glass, and that's awesome because it gives you security, noise reduction, and maximum efficiency. Plus, they have a full selection of hurricane windows and doors. Estimates are always free. They always give you tons of options, so you don't just have one thing to look at. All products have a lifetime warranty, and if you act right now, you could receive rebates of $55 per window and $95 per door. Plus, they have no money down, no interest, no payments for 12 months financing available. Their showroom is super easy to find. Fairbanks and I-4. Slide in, pick out the windows you love, have them installed. Their installers are some of the best in the entire county, and then your house will feel amazing. It'll look amazing. Your power bills will drop. You will be safer as well. It's easy. Just log on today and book your appointment at faswd.com.
Did you know that your largest investment asset might not be your retirement account or home? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life. Most people don't realize that their life insurance policy is actually an asset they can sell. But for almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just like you. We've even created a free policy value calculator at abacuspays.com so you can find out in seconds what we might pay for your policy. There are no fees and no obligations, just information. Knowing the value of your life insurance policy is as important as knowing the value of your home, your equity portfolio, or your finances in total. Discover the valuable information you need to understand the current market value for your life insurance, and then get real value from your life insurance when you need it with Abacus. Visit abacuspays.com to learn more and use our free policy value calculator today.
As most Americans suffer financially, gold just hit an all-time high. Hi, I'm Dr. Ron Paul, and this is why you need a physical gold IRA from Birch Gold Group. To learn more, text the word SHELTER to 989898 to get your free info kit on gold IRAs. Secure your IRA or your 401k right now. Text SHELTER to 989898 to request your free info kit right now.
Are you a business owner, CEO, or responsible for marketing? If you are, iHeartMedia can help you reach your goals and find new customers. We reach more consumers in your target area than anyone else, and we can give you access to those potential customers more cost-effectively across radio, digital, podcasting, and social. We'd love to show you how iHeartMedia can work for you. Get started today at iHeartAdvertising.com. That's iHeartAdvertising.com.
Hey Orlando, are you looking for new ways to save? Well, on Verizon, you don't need to be on a family plan to get our best deals. Switch to Verizon, and for a limited time, plans start at just $50 per month for a single line with autopay plus taxes and fees when you bring your own phone with unlimited welcome. That's a savings of $15 per month. And when you switch now, you can save on the things you love to stream, like Netflix and Max. There's never been a better time to switch to the network America relies on. A better plan to save is Verizon. This offer won't last long. Visit your local Verizon store to switch and save big today. $180 BYOD promo credit per phone applied over 36 months for new customers with one new line with your own 4G or 5G smartphone on unlimited welcome plan required. $360 local promo credit applied over 36 months for new customers with one new line. Additional terms apply. In select markets only. Auto pay and paper-free billing required. For unlimited welcome plan in times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Just go to hims.com/radio. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the name brands at up to 95% off. That's right, get generic for Viagra, the same active ingredient as brand name Viagra, but for 95% less. It's the same medication, still prescribed by a licensed medical provider, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio for your free online visit. HIMS.com/RADIO.
Get ready for the big game with the free iHeartRadio app. Pre-game with perfectly tailored playlists like Big Game Tailgate Party and more. Just open the free iHeartRadio app, search Tailgate, and listen now. Make the big game great with iHeartRadio. Free never sounded so good.
Looking to hire the right employee? Find them at the Florida Jobs Now job fair, fljobsnow.com for more info.
And we're back to the Jim Colbert Show.
Years ago, my wife's grandmother found a hotel room key under her refrigerator when she was cleaning. It was a hotel she had never been to. So she instantly assumed her husband must be cheating with that secretary at work. She got all of his clothes out of the closet, took him over to her house and threw him in her front yard, and said, "You can have him if you want him." Turns out it was a roommate that was living with them. He'd lost that key under the fridge.
Oops.
Ruh-roh. She got some explaining to do.
Guess we're getting new clothes.
Yeah, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show. I am Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
And Jack.
Hi.
And Ross as well.
My Old Navy flag shirt.
Yeah, you have a few minutes left for your 6 o'clock keyword, which is cash, C-A-S-H. Go to realradio.fm and send that away for your shot at $1,000. And then we'll have another one for you at the top of the hour, 8 o'clock and 9 o'clock. And then we'll reboot it tomorrow morning with the Monsters at 9 a.m.
And don't sleep on those later keywords, because less players equals better chances to win.
That's the theory, for sure.
And then we'll claim the win for the Jim Colbert Show.
We will. For sure
we will.
Also, if you missed any of Danny Meyering's Date Night Done Right, or any of her suggestions for getting out this weekend, you can go to JimColbertLive.com and see the master. God dang it, man!
Hey, it's been happening to me all week, Jimmy. Go for it.
Holy balls, man! It's the goods.
There you
is
go.
the section. You click on that, and you get to hear that. And of course, if you visit the OrlandoDateNightGuide.com, you can see it there as well.
So under podcasts, so Jim Colbert Show, the goods are the highlighted segments that we'll break out. A nice feature segment, an interview sometimes, and you can catch best of clips of the show there. And it's also available. The goods is available on your free iHeartRadio app. Search that. Follow us there, and then it'll be so much easier to find every time you open up the app.
Yeah, then you just use the app to listen to the show whenever you want.
It's just underneath the tab on even when you're with your wife.
Yeah.
You just click on that.
Even when you're with your wife.
When you click on that.
That easy, even when you're with your wife.
It is a lot of W's.
It is. It was tough. It was a tough one.
It might be just 2.
That was a bad day. Actually, it was a great day.
It's like saying Arnold Palmer.
Yeah, the Arnold Palmer Invitational. You have to be really Arnold Palmer.
Arnold Palmer.
Arnold Palmer.
But having it in a sentence, it's...
Tournament's coming up soon. Excited about that?
I think that's why people, Deb, just call him Arnie.
Yeah, that's exactly why.
I'm not doing the Nold.
All right, coming up tomorrow, we'll have the triumphant return of Fayez Kara for Primetime Kitchen. We'll also have Embers Only turning you on to another great cigar, and we'll have our friend Candace Rich for Rich Tips. We'll also have your calls, texts, and talkbacks all day long, and 4 more opportunities for you to win that $1,000. Our last pair of tickets for Bob Dylan as well. Jack, do we know what we have next week for?
We do not. I hope to find out soon.
Yeah,
I'm very excited.
And then tomorrow night's the media night for Judson's, that new music room at the Dr. Phillips Center that is going to be the spot to be seen in.
Doesn't it feel like, I don't know, I've lived in Orlando and Central Florida, in all different places here in Orlando. This is like the coolest this city's ever felt.
It's not even close.
I mean, the fact that I saw Travis Scott and Kanye West last night on a Wednesday doesn't really happen out in Tupelo.
Yeah, it's not even close. I would think the coolest at one point was when Shaquille was in town. When the Magic came in town, that was like the one step up. Then when we built the Dr. Phillips Center, that was the next step up. And then a
Big.
lot of stuff was happening around that as well. The Science Center kind of came into play and became a bigger player in town.
Orlando City having a downtown soccer stadium.
Absolutely.
Soccer specific, huge, massive.
That was a big deal. So I think the city's footprint, this culinary wave that we're on right now.
I'm telling you, look at that. That's all the infinity stones of a great city.
Nationally recognized culinary and beer as well.
And then fold in this weekend, in the period of 2 days, you have U.S. Olympic marathon time trials, and the following day, the NFL Pro Bowl games.
Exactly. And then one of the most revered art displays or art shows on the East Coast, Mount Dora. That thing's damn near 50 years old.
And then next weekend, or what is it, MegaCon, or is MegaCon this weekend?
MegaCon this weekend as well.
Yeah. Look, I'm telling, like, this is the most Orlando has ever been to me, and it's pretty cool to see the growth over the last decade.
And to be honest with you, a lot of people, aren't. Like a lot of people who are in Orlando proper, who are Orlandoans, don't, the parks are kind of a weird thing for them because of the relationship we have to have with the parks.
Yeah,
but,
you mean work?
Yeah. But man, what they're doing with Universal and how they're stretching that out to be so much more diverse, other than just like a Disney thing focusing on kids. Universal really has encapsulated the entire family into their plan. And I'm not taking anything away from Disney, but Universal's footprint is, to me, it's just. It's more Orlando than Disney is, I believe.
It's two different business models.
Yeah.
One has a little bit of edge. The other one is trying to sell you some popcorn.
And now we have one of the biggest ports in the U.S. Actually, I think Cape Canaveral is one of the biggest ports in the world.
I've been throwing Terminal C. Yeah. Come at us, Atlanta.
All right. We do have one line open, 407-916-1041. If you want to grab that last line for last call, do that now. Deb, who do we have to thank today?
We want to thank Frogger's Grill and Bar for our delicious lunch. Don't forget to include Frogger's Grill and Bar for your plans for the big game. Also want to thank Danny Meyering with Orlando Date Night Guide, attorney Glenn Klausman, and last but never least, Sam Bowen and Candace Rich for running our YouTube chat.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys. We appreciate that. Talk to Candace tomorrow for Rich Tips around 5 o'clock. Jack, question of the day?
Speaking of YouTube chat, that's where you find the question of the day. Would you be willing to swap your house for a month for a vacation?
I would say, I think 65% of the people say yes.
Pretty far off on that one.
Okay.
69% say no.
All right.
Yeah, 31% in favor of that idea.
Okay. All right. People are so insecure, Jack. Stand up.
Or embarrassed.
Either way.
Yes.
Or smart.
Stand up next weekend.
Either way.
I'm with Deb on that one. February 9th, I'm going to be performing stand-up comedy down in the Mill District. Saved it. At Barley and Vine. Yeah, I don't know.
Buzzer, Jack.
Yeah, I'll buzz myself after the show. You can get your tickets on rosscomedy.com. There you go, Jack. Hit me.
I think that's the show title.
All right.
I'll buzz myself.
February 9th, next Friday.
Got it.
That's what I meant to say. Whatever, man.
All right, let's get to it. Here we go. Derek, last call.
Yes, sir. Hey, Jim, did you hear about the cat that ate a lemon?
No, I did not hear about the cat that ate a lemon.
Now it's a sour puss.
Oh, God.
From the Dad Book of Jokes.
Oh, my God. Matt, last call.
Hey, guys, I'm going to need one of you other three to drive Ross home tonight. Maybe hold his hand on the way out of the building. Hell, maybe Baker act him. Not only is Klopp gone, but Orlando City just loaned Duncan McGuire to Europe. So what do you say, Ross?
It's completely true.
Oh,
Orlando
my.
City also just lost their star young striker.
Okay, no big deal. This is why everybody loves soccer.
Oh, man.
This is why it's so hard for Americans to grasp this sport, because at any given moment, your star can just go away.
Well, they missed their opportunity when Jurgen Klopp got signed 9 years ago.
Big T, last call.
All right, so Ross, to answer one of your questions real quick, the reasons why drunk drivers have the survival rate is because their bodies do not tighten up like sober people do, and that's what causes injuries during a crash. And secondly, Jimmy, do you know why bald guys like you should love sunny days?
Why?
Because it's your time to shine, baby.
Okay, thanks, buddy. Appreciate that. All right, Party Mom, take us home. Last call.
Okay, from January 2023.
Wow.
Gonna smoke some funky Dixieland. Party Mama's gonna make you understand. We got Jim, Jack, Deb, and Saucy Rossi come and chill with Party Mama on last call. smoke weed every day.
Thanks, Party Mom. Appreciate that very much. Let's get the hell out of here tomorrow. Big show coming up. Like I said, we have Embers Only. We have Sink or Sail. We have Primetime Kitchen. We have Candace Rich. We have your calls. We have your texts. We have 4 opportunities to win $1,000.
We've got Bob Dylan tickets.
We do have Bob Dylan tickets. It's going to be a great day tomorrow. Can't wait to talk to you. On behalf of Deb, Jack, and Ross, I am Jim. We follow the News Junkie. They follow the Monsters in the Morning. After us, it's Tom and Dan with the Corporate Time and our friends from Real Laughs. We'll see you tomorrow at 3 for more of the Jim Colbert Show. Until then, have yourself a fantastic Thursday evening.